Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the LG Ultragear TEC Gauntlet Season 2, powered by WD Black and AMD Ryzen Radeon. I'm your host, Assassin47. On the desk with me are customers and analyst Floki and Universe. And yes, we've got Floki back on the desk as well today. And surprisingly, he's got a new look. So why don't we start with him? How are you feeling, buddy?
I'm doing great. My hair's back. I'm getting to cast some more TEC. So yeah, it's gonna be fun this time around. I believe we're gonna be having two teams who haven't won yet going against each other today. So that's gonna be interesting to see because at least one of them is gonna be winning today.
Yeah, definitely. As we move it over to today's matchups, I want to ask you this as well, Universe. What exactly do you think about today's matchups? And yeah, we have some interesting ones, by the way. We're going to be starting off with the side of ORGLESS going up against Team Cohesion. And then the 8 p.m. game is going to be Enigma Gaming versus Squad. So what are your thoughts on today's matchups and how are you feeling?
I think that today's matchups are, for at least for the first half of things, it's going to be to establish that first win. Cohesion are a team which we expected to have, had a rather good start than what they've already got, and they kind of faltered. Whereas ORGLESS 5, they're fresh, they're new to the TEC Gauntlet, and they haven't been able to register a win. They could find Cohesion off guard, just like FS did last time, I believe. And it was a pretty great matchup. And the way that they turned it around and they won that match was pretty great. And Cohesion, they didn't know what hit him. And ORGLESS 5 could do the same today because Cohesion, they don't really have the cohesion that they would have wanted. And the second game, though, I think that's a thing for us to talk about in a whole different perspective because Enigma Gaming is a team we all know is a juggernaut, and Squad, they've had their ups and downs, mostly downs. But yeah, we'll see about what happens at the 8 p.m. game at 8 p.m. But right now, I think ORGLESS 5 and Cohesion, one of them needs a win, and I think it's ORGLESS 5 who needs it more than Cohesion.
Definitely. So with that, we are going to be jumping straight in towards the MVP standings now and take a quick look at who are the players who are making a difference in the entire tournament. And here you would find a little bit of a surprise that one of the players from the side of Team Cohesion, that is SK Wow, is still in the top 4. He was at the first spot and then he went into towards the third spot and now he's on the fourth spot. So yeah, SK Wow, he has had a lot of shifts and he's still sitting there at the fourth spot. So what are your thoughts on the MVP standings, Loki?
I mean, it's a little bit surprising to see, all these players over here. You'd expect that, maybe some of the top tier teams would have, their players here in the MVP standings, but it just seems that they've been playing with each other so well that there really hasn't been that individual burden or the burden on an individual player to carry the rest of the game. So, yeah, I mean, I'm pleasantly surprised by the MVP standings, and seeing Team Cohesion in there, it gives me a ray of hope. Maybe they can actually take this game against the side of the other team today. I forgot what their name was. I believe it was Team Cohesion versus ORGLESS 5.
ORGLESS 5. Yes.
Yeah, so I feel like it's going to be fairly straightforward. Hopefully Cohesion can take this because historically speaking, statistically speaking, they have the better track record. So yeah.
Well, all right. Speaking of track records, let's take a quick look at the group standings and see where exactly are both of these teams standing right now in terms of the group stages. And of course, we're also going to be taking a quick look at their track records, their results, how many wins, how many losses. So yes, Team ORGLESS and Team Cohesion, they both haven't had a victory yet. They haven't tasted victory in Season 2 of the Gauntlet. 3 losses for both, and Team Cohesion have got 2 points thanks to the 2 maps that they were able to take away in 2 of their games, if I'm not wrong. But yeah, ORGLESS 5 unfortunately haven't had a single win, and that is quite a problem. Universe, I want your thoughts on the group standings now.
I think that if you look at the group standings overall, there's just one thing that you would see, that there's only one team that really, really needs a win today, and that is the side of ORGLESS 5, because they're the only team in this group without any sort of points, and they would want to get those points on board today by beating the side of Cohesion, which is again not going to be an easy task. Obviously, Cohesion, they've not had their start that they would have wanted. It's not been that great for them. 3 matches, they've only picked up 2 maps and they've got 2 points. They're not far behind from outside in FS, but the fact is that they don't have a win, and that's exactly why they are in that red zone. And if ORGLESS 5 they win today's match, if they do win, then that last 4 spots is blown wide open. But the only difference is probably going to be that ORGLESS would have played one more match than the other 3 teams. So I know, sorry, both ORGLESS and Cohesion would have played one extra match than the other 2 teams who are above them. So it's all about the numbers now. It's going to be coming down to brass tacks because we're nearing that halfway point where teams are going to be finishing that 4th match, and they've got only 3 more left, and that's where things starting to get a little more heated, especially at the lower end of the bottom. And not to forget that if they do not win at least 2 matches from here, I believe ORGLESS 5 or even Cohesion probably points they already have. So it's a little up and down, but I think ORGLESS 5, they need to win at least 2 matches so that they can look for survival, not even confirm, just look for survival, because they've got other teams who potentially could still, bring out a lot of points. Even if it's against the big leagues, they can at least, carve out 1 map at the very most. So they'll be okay with that because they get 1 point and go a little bit above.
Definitely. Team ORGLESS 5, they are looking for that victory as well. They badly want it, just like you stated, Universe. And in order to bring that victory as well, what have they done? What steps have they taken? Well, let's take a quick look at that team spotlight, and I'm going to be letting you in on a little bit of a secret from the side of Team ORGLESS 5, as we're going to be jumping straight in towards the team spotlight and take a quick look at their roster. Now, that player is not present here, but Team ORGLESS 5, they've got themselves a new player in their roster. It is none other than Logi. Oh, wow, we have him as well. We've got our updated renders, so that's great, Logi. Welcome to the side of ORGLESS 5, and we are going to be looking forward to seeing Logi perform as well. Now, Floki, I want you to go ahead and take over the mic and walk us through the entire roster for the side of ORGLESS 5, and what do you think are going to be the side of ORGLESS 5 doing to take down Cohesion today?
I mean, they've made a bit of a roster change here. What they really need is a green streak. If they really, maybe if the stars align for them, they could potentially sneak their way into the top 4 somehow at that bottom spot. But yeah, every single win needs to be taken from them. And I think for their sake as well, all those wins need to be 2. So it's a very steep journey ahead for them. It's going to be a perilous one. And I feel that, just making a roster swap at this moment, I hope it's a well thought out decision, because this could just quickly fire back. You tend to have certain synergy developed with your core players, which, over the course of multiple scrims, you tend to get better at. You get better at communication, you get better at playing off of each other, understanding how each other like to play, and, just setting them up for success. Having a new player come in at the nick of time, I mean, if the individual skill, really ends up, paying dividends for them, then obviously this roster move is going to make sense. Otherwise, they're just going to be in murky waters, and I think they're going to have a hard time even surviving and making sure they get to the next season at this rate.
Definitely. Now, adding Logi into the roster is going to be a big change for the side of ORGLESS 5 as well, because ORGLESS 5... Now, I'm not going to say that they didn't have enough firepower. They did, but adding Logi into the roster is going to get even better, because we know for a fact that Logi is a really hard hitter for the side of ORGLESS 5 now, and he has a lot of experience in the FPS background, and I feel as if Logi is going to be leading the entirety of ORGLESS 5 into victory as well, so hoping to see that as well. But let's take a quick look at the player spotlight brought to you by AMD Ryzen Radeon for the side of Team ORGLESS 5, and take a look at who exactly is going to be that player, and it's going to be none other than Fired Up. Well, all right.
Well, I didn't get to see who it was.
Yeah. Well, there you go. It is going to be Knife Jester. Yeah, this is it. So it is going to be Knife Jester. Yeah, a little bit of a just don't mind us, guys. Sorry for the inconveniences. But yeah, Knife Jester, 71 kills, 90 deaths, 32 assists, and an ACS of 180. Universe, your thoughts on Knife Jester, the Astra for the side of ORGLESS 5?
This guy has been I would say a variety player. He's played multiple roles. We've seen him play Sentinel, we've seen him play Controller. I think 1 or 2 times I've seen him play even the Initiator at times. But he, has been trying to step up for his team. There are times where I've seen that, he takes control of the game. Especially, I think I've seen mostly on Ascent. When he's played in previous maps, that he plays a Killjoy role, and he's played it pretty well actually. And although his stats don't translate that as much, but The point of a controller is not to get kills. It's about to get the map control for your team, or set them up for success, or smoke off angles to cover your team, or do whatever it is. This he does it all. He does need a little bit more of a push, I believe. Not able to capitalize upon what his potential really is, because as a team they haven't been able to perform overall. So that obviously would hamper a little bit of an individual prowess that comes from anybody, for that matter, on a team that is lacking a little bit something to get over that finish line. Today though, if they are able to get that first win, which looks very likely against the side of Cohesion, it could be possible, because Cohesion themselves are a little faltered. They are looking for their stars, and Night Jester could be one who can throw down his own Astra stars and cover up theirs. So let's see how that goes.
Definitely. Let's move on over towards the team spotlight for the side of, ORGLESS 5 are going to be taking on against the side of team Cohesion. And yep, we're going to be taking a quick look at their roster. And Floki, what are your thoughts on the side of Cohesion? A little bit of a brain fart moment right there. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, I think both of us have had that today, so no worries about that. But yeah, I definitely see some familiar names over here, especially those who keep up with the tactical shooter scene of India. They would recognize some of these names. They'd recognize Nixa, they'd recognize Fired Up, they'd recognize SK Wow, and yeah, if anything, these players are not to be underestimated. These guys do, have that individual skill, but the team play is also definitely there. Somewhere or the other, I feel like they need to brush things up in a way, because they've just been taking one map off of team. So somewhere or the other, they're having a bit of a trouble crossing that finish line. Now, you attribute it to discipline, you attribute it to small individual mistakes, or whatever you attribute it to, it needs to be fixed real quick, because like you said earlier, right, there's not really a lot of matches remaining. Now this is going to be the fourth match for both of these teams, and after this they're only going to be getting another 3 to sort of cement their position in the groups here. So it's very important that they just start watching those watch together and getting in place to just fix their mistakes, and just make sure that they don't let at least teams that they don't consider to be on their level, like they just stop dropping maps. Or even then, they just stop, having those become like close shaves. You don't really want to be in a spot where a team where you're hoping to beat something like 13-7, 13-6, are going the distance and taking you to something like an overtime, or maybe 13-11 map. You just don't want that added mental pressure. You like to feel that confidence, because it's going to help you when you go up against these top tier teams.
Definitely. So Team Cohesion, they are looking like a team that might have the chance to go ahead and take down the side of ORGLESS 5. Taking into consideration the previous results coming out from the side of ORGLESS 5. But are they going to be ready to see this new miracle with the name of Logi in the server as well, is going to be the million-dollar question. Well, with that, we're going to be jumping into the player spotlight for the side of Team Cohesion, which is brought to you by AMD Ryzen Radeon. And we're going to be seeing who exactly is going to be that player in the light today. It's going to be Fired Up, the guy who popped up for the player spotlight for the side of ORGLESS 5, yes. Well, 82 kills, 92 deaths, 24 assists, and an ACS of 185. Fired Up. Well, he definitely is fired up most of the times, but some days, yes, he is. He is fired up most of the time, but there are some days where the entirety of Cohesion, they don't really have that much of a cohesion as Universe has stated out. So I'm gonna let him have the mic, and Universe, go ahead and walk us through Fired Up.
Fired Up is a player that honestly I love watching, because of the fact that this guy. His aggressive peaks, the way that he gets his team into positions where they have a man advantage, is pretty good. He's had his ups and downs, like you said. He's mostly fired up, but sometimes the fire just needs a little bit more of I would maybe charcoal, a little wood under there, or whatever it is, a fuel for that matter. Yeah, a fuel for that matter. He needs a little bit more of that sometimes, and he's had a pretty stable, this first half of the season so far. 82 and 92, not too much of a performance that we would say is considered as good. I would say he's done his job just about, but I would say that he can do a lot better than he's done so far. He is the jet, he is the duelist of the team, and he's one who they look upon to find that opening, create space, trying to make some dynamic moves happen, and he's done that multiple times last season as well. This season though, he's had a slow start, and we're already approaching the fourth match. So I think this is the time that he really needs to step up and keep that fire alive for the next 3 matches as well, and this one particularly, because they need this win. Because if they get this win, they're going to be steering clear with 4 points, and they're going to go right above the two teams that are there above them. So fired up. We need his performance today. His team needs his performance today, and let's see if he's going to be living up to his name.
Definitely. So fired up. Wish all the best for the match against the side of ORGLESS 5, and hope that you are going to be taking on the heat coming out from Logi as well from the side of Team ORGLESS 5. With that, it's time for us to talk about the map. So let's move it over towards the map veto screen and take a quick look at what exactly are going to be the maps that are going to be played between both of these teams. We're going to be starting off with the map of Bind, which is a very important map, especially for the side of ORGLESS 5. Not because they picked it, but again, ORGLESS 5 are really, really good on the map of Bind. We've seen them put up quite a performance on the map of Bind. From the side of Cohesion, Haven is going to be that important map because Haven is their home ground. We've seen Cohesion time and time again play the map of Haven and, you know, emerging victorious as well. And then the decider is going to... Oh, yep. Floki has.
Yep. You there?
Yep, there you go.
I'm here.
Yeah.
Yes.
You were saying something. We lost you there for a bit.
Oh yeah, all right. So I was asking you about the entire map veto. How exactly do you think is the map veto laid out, and who do you think might have that advantage?
It's a little bit unusual. You know, usually we see Icebox be in that second map slot, but this time around it's Haven. Haven switching up usually from that first spot, which is generally the comfort pick of most of these teams over here. A little surprised to see Bind in there, actually. Usually you don't see Bind as a part of the map veto. Sometimes you're going to see Breeze, sometimes you're going to see something else. But Bind is a bit of a rare one. So ORGLESS 5 picking that up and, just taking that as that first map is going to be interesting to see. Now, you did mention that they're strong on this map. I hope they are, because most certainly this game has the potential of going the distance, and you want to take your strongest map and make sure you get that one guaranteed map victory in the bag, just so you can have that breathing room to work with, so you can figure out how the enemy likes to play on other maps and just shut them down eventually. You tend to be in a cornered spot when you're one map down. And I think putting Cohesion in that spot could make them very uncomfortable, especially given the fact that these guys have also not really had a win just yet, and they've always been struggling to get that first one on board. But with that said, the Haven performance from Cohesion is fairly strong as well, so I feel like even if they end up losing Bind, it's not going to be the end of the world for them.
I mean, Bind, Haven, and Icebox, pretty, casual picks, pretty usual picks as well coming out from both of these teams. But we know for a fact that both these teams are very strong on each of their picks. So we've got ORGLESS 5, we're going to be very, very strong on the map of Bind. We're going to be seeing Cohesion, we're going to be equally strong on the map of Haven as well. So let's hope that this goes to the decider. That is going to be Icebox, where they are going to duke it out and see who exactly is going to be named as the champion for this match. But now it's time for us to talk about the predictions. And I want your prediction, Universe. What do you think is going to be the prediction for this match? Who do you think is going to take it away?
Honestly, I have absolutely no idea. Given the recent, statistically, I would say Cohesion should be the ones taking this one out. But you know what? I'm going to throw out a limb. I'm going to give a bone to the other side of things, and I'm going to say that ORGLESS 5 might just take this one 2-1 or 2-0. I think ORGLESS 5 might just run away with this.
All right, ORGLESS 5 is for the side of Universal. What about you, Floki? What do you think?
I have to go based on stats and history. It just seems Cohesion have always been able to take that one map off. That one map has always been Haven historically, so and
Yes.
Haven's in there, so I don't mind just saying Cohesion, because I feel like they have a better chance of winning it than ORGLESS 5. ORGLESS 5, them bringing Logista in, hit or miss. It's a gamble. It could work, it could not work. So yeah, I just don't like the odds of that.
All right, then. So Cohesion, it is for Mr. Floki. It is going to be ORGLESS 5 for the side of Universe, and I'm also going to go ahead and support Universe here and the side of ORGLESS 5. Let's see if they can put up their first victory and maybe make a difference in the group standings. With that, we are pretty much at the end of the analyst desk for this match. We're going to be jumping straight in towards the caster's desk, where Floki and Universe are going to be the ones who are going to narrate the entire storyline for you guys. You guys are watching the LG Ultragear TEC Gauntlet Season 2, powered by WD Black and AMD Ryzen Radeon. We're going to be right back with you at the caster's desk and the match after the message from our sponsors.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to LG Ultragear, the Esports Club Gauntlet Season 2, powered by WD Black and AMD Ryzen Radeon. My name is Floki. Joining me for this one's going to be Universe. We have Team Cohesion going up against ORGLESS 5. Universe, we saw the map veto. The first map is going to be Bind. The agent select screen is in front of us. Are we going to see any KO today? That's going to be my first question to you.
I mean, we saw it only once, and I think that's just been the once. I don't think people are yet accustomed
It's a very painful
to
demonstration.
Yeah. I don't think people are yet accustomed to what KO is, up to. I don't think anybody's still learned how exactly to use him. But what they have learned to use is a Viper on most of the maps, and Bind is one of the favorites as well. So we're gonna see Viper on both the sides. We're gonna see a Sky probably on both the sides. Oh no, it's gonna be Sova, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, there it is. We've got a double controller on both sides. We've got one initiator on both sides, probably. There is no Sage on the side of ORGLESS 5, but
Very
what they
interesting.
do have is a double duelist. So it's going a little on and about. Sage present on the side of Team Cohesion. That could be a little interesting because they have only SK Wow as the lead entry. He's going to be the spearhead and he's going to be alone. So is that going to cause a little bit of a difference over here, Floki? Because mostly if you'd see Jet at least had the potential to dash away in case anything, Sky flashes come in or any of that. But he's playing the explosive girl from Brazil. Do you think that the difference of single duelist and double duelist and having a Sage might cause a difference? And if so, which side?
I think what basically WDs allow you to do is play a little bit more aggressively with your controllers, right? You got yourself a Viper, you've got yourself a Brimstone. It's all about getting that early information and then, just making sure you act on that information. That's what the double controller and double dual setup enables you to do. You make those aggressive plays, you throw out those boom bots, you take those risky peeks that would sometimes get you killed if you don't have double controllers on your team. And that's basically how you play. It's a very active way of playing the map, and that's what I like about it. On the other hand, I do see a Sage being picked up for Team Cohesion, so they are going for a slightly defensive approach when it comes to their philosophy for Bind, and it's fair because they're starting off on the defensive side. So having a Sage can really further your chances of getting more than 6 rounds on that defensive half of Bind, which can end up becoming pretty lopsided if you don't really get a strong push going. But from what I'm seeing so far, it seems that they are going to prioritize Hookah a little bit more. Seems fair. The only sad thing is that they have a Sage here already waiting to just wall it off. As soon as the Boombot comes, the wall's going to be used, and there you go. How many agents are you going to show you? Well, Fire Up is already found just to start things off here. That grenade might force him off the wall and might break the wall a little bit, but he's going to get another attack. He goes forward, tries to find Kevin, manages to get one for himself. A double kill for Fire Up to start things off.
Indeed, and they're looking for more, and this time they're going to have a double peak on the other side, and Fired Up is going to get punished for his aggressive shenanigans, and now towards this B long side, almost attacking side spawn where Cohesion have pushed up for the side of 1.5. And they're getting beaten up. Clada's going to take one, SKW's going to find one, and Bullseye, the last man standing, is outside B long, and it's only about time that he is going to be giving up his life. Cohesion have probably pulled up a pretty good pistol if they do not lose one player, and just as I say that, Cone is going to go down, and now he's looking for more Bullseye. He hears the player around and he's playing around the smoke. He has an idea that somebody might just be towards his right side corner, and he's right about it. But he's got a player supporting him over there, Clouda. Nightzera takes him down. It's gonna be Cohesion with round number 1.
Happy with that. I'm still happy that Jet managed to get herself 2 kills. It's really good, for the Sheriff now, and not really hurt your economy for the coming rounds. But it seems that it's gonna be a Marshall buy coming in for Bullseye here instead of going up for something like the Sheriff. Fair enough. I mean, it's the second round. You still have enough money left in your bank to maybe afford a Spectre and heavy shields, I think that's good enough. On a map like Bind, you can just really rush in with your controllers and play those close angles. But yeah, this is good. Really good stuff here for the side of Cohesion so far, because you want to get that first round victory, because otherwise, you look at the lineup over on the side of ORGLESS 5, and they have the potential of playing very aggressively. So you get punished very hard on sort of your save rounds. You probably can't even get a few kills here and there, even if you're very diligent about it, just because of the initiation power that they have on the enemy team.
Yeah, Korn has pushed up B long, saw 2 players, but is going to be able to take down 1. Kev is actually found SK, wow. And now Nike to hold off this shower push alone. Clouda, he's in a very good position. He's let 1 player pass by who's in the smoke, and he could be here for a triple man spray down. Gets 1, he sees the other, who's low HP, and he's going to get his kill as well. And Nike from the side, they're going to be able to take down Rex. An eco round that pretty much what we expected. Cohesion won it out pretty easily, and they are looking comfortable, and slowly but surely, a little step towards that first victory that I think that they would want. Cohesion. Nike I remember yesterday, I think it was the last time I was casting, that this guy, he had disco lights behind him, that RGB lights on the wall, and he was flexing it. Today it's not that. I'm sad to see that. Maybe if he wins.
Maybe you had friends over for a party, just get that disco mood going, put on some, 8T stuff, a little bit of BGs here. But he's not going to be having fun for too long, because he's going to have to get his hands down dirty soon enough. And once again, a bit of a slower approach here. I like this, just taking their time, making sure they feel out where those Spectres are. If you try to rush in, you can get caught off guard very hard by those double Spectre peaks. It can be very difficult to just go against these sorts of weird crossfires, which you are going to find on the first buy, especially when the enemy team's playing bonus. So yeah, very cautious. I love this approach. They're just trying to feel the defense out. They have a little bit of information now, and now they can decide where they want to make their move. Those paint shells do a lot of work. It forces SK out to run and gun, and Kev just takes his head straight off. Fired up, still strong. Full shields, full HP, nothing to worry about here. But with this hookup pick, they're going to start going back towards A, where the lurk is not really bearing fruit just yet, but it's about to sprout soon as Nightjester makes his way from Bath. Guess what? This distraction coming in from shots gonna mean everything for him. Clouda, how many can he find? He gets the first one, but that's about all that he is good for. This guy is still in a good position, just looking to cut off players coming in from that backside area. Shake's gonna be smoked off. So, but Nightjester, just towards the tail end of the smoke, managed to catch fired up off guard. Yeah, and I think this round's pretty much done and dusted. Maybe Korn, if he can find this kill. This could be very doable, but he's gonna get flashed. That shock dart buys him some space. But with 8 bullets remaining, he's gonna have to reload soon, and it's gonna open him up to aggression, but Kevin's just gonna take him out before that.
Yeah. And the full buy comes into fruition. I mean, it would be a little damning to impugn about the fact that, ORGLESS 5 couldn't have won with these weapons, especially when they were playing so cautiously. And they could have made a little, I think that Cohesion made it a little difficult for them, but ORGLESS 5 were just good enough with their weaponry that they could hold off this, break down this defense. And they did, and now they put up round number 1 on the board, and they're right back on the track to be on Cohesion's tail. As the full buy comes in from both the sides now. Although there's a Marshal still in the hand of Bullseye, there is a little bit of tension again towards that hookup position, and now B-Long. A lot of attention being given towards the B-side, and shock dart.
Oh wow.
Beautiful by Korn. It's gonna hit Logista a bit, and he's down to just 72 HP, no armor as well, and he's gonna be feeling that in just a while, because he can be healed. The Sky too far away for him to heal. Nightjester might want to go back and heal up his teammate, but right now, again, Floki, ORGLESS 5, the approach that you love, they're feeling out the defense, and they're trying to bait out as much utility as they can, and probably play in the last 30-40 seconds.
Yeah, it's good stuff by them, just exercising caution, a very good approach in these sorts of buy rounds. Just why rush, right? What's the hurry? You've been given 2 minutes. You better use those 2 minutes. And Knights is actually going to find Nightjester. It's going to make things a little bit hard for the offense here. They pretty much have committed to the shot push for now. And Cloud has in such a good position. He finds 2, does damage over to 3rd as well as Kev. so low and nice.
One
He's gonna
enemy
spam some
remaining.
smoke. He's gonna get the spike in front of him, and that's the
Spike
round
down
down
A.
and dusted.
30 seconds
So
left.
just that shock dart softened him up for earlier, and he's gonna be good for one, but he's not in a position to take this 1v3.
Pretty difficult indeed. Now he walks into the one place that he's got two players waiting for him, and one of them is going to take him down. It's going to be the first player who picks Con. But I just want to talk about that approach towards the A shot. I really don't understand what just happened there, Floki, because Rex walked in absolutely undeterred. Nothing in his no like nerves of steel, I would say, but I would also say nerves of I don't know what's happening, because look at this. Clouda, they should expect that there's somebody waiting on the other side of the smoke, right? And he just walks through. There's nothing. He doesn't even check the right corner. And after even he dies, Bullseye is not able to get that kill onto Clouda. Finally, it's gonna be Kev to do it, but by the time it's too late, and Cohesion have got everything that they need to win that round, and they did.
Oh yeah, and this time around, once again, I mean, I just love this from Fired Up. He is so damn persistent. He just does not want to give up hookah. Every single time, he's just on top of that wall, making sure that the enemy team has to fight him, has to commit resources. So then this time around, he's going to be good for one kill, and he's going to force out the showstopper as well. Go's going to get another kill elsewhere. Kev's still waiting at hookah, and Knight's also made his way inside the teleport. He's going to find another one. This is just round done and dusted. They didn't really have any money to begin with, so yeah, a bit of an eco for them, but hey, at least they managed to get one kill. They managed to stop the killing spree of Fired Up. But yeah, they need to do something about this hookah area. I think they need to use that fact to their advantage and maybe try hitting someplace else, because I mean, this is starting to get fairly obvious now. I think this is the 5th round in a row where Fired Up has just said, I'm not moving from hookah. You want me to get out of here? You better commit a lot of utility. And yeah, that's it seems to be the name of the game for this hookah push.
They got an ultimate. That's all. That's the max they would have wanted. They got Kev to throw in that showstopper, and even though they lost Fired Up, they're gonna be completely okay with that because it was an eco round, and they got out what they wanted. And now that ORGLESS 5 got weapons for themselves to use, they need to find round number 2 on the board, or it's gonna get a little bit more difficult for them to put up something in. Look at where Fired Up is sitting. He's got such good positioning. He can call both of his teammates to rotate off and get out of B side, and one of whom is already going to be doing that. The Sova. He's going to be running back as the side of ORGLESS 5 are concentrating on this A side. They have learned from their mistake. They're not going towards hookah, but hookah's actually not been walled off either. And look at this push coming in. Nightshare Viper Spit is going to go to absolute no use, and Bullseye and Clouda actually exchanged their position in smokes, and he's going to get the better of it, Clouda, and he's just waiting for his ultimate to go down, and he's going to give a lot of damage. 50 HP Rex survives just for a bit, and now in the 4v3, Cohesion have the upper hand in this retake, and they know probably where at least two of these players are.
Oh yeah, Rex, he's gonna let go of his ultimate, but it might be a bit too late here. That Brimstone Knot has put him on 50 HP, so a little bit of spam is gonna get him. Esquivel finds 9 just with the paint shells, and Clouda just walks into that Viper's pit. Not even afraid, just thinking about letting the sky rip, but he doesn't have the molly to follow up, and he considers his choices. And yeah, that's the end of that. Logista's gonna get taken out here. Cohesion with a spanking of sorts on this defense here so far. They just haven't been able to break through them at all. And yeah, once again, this just comes down to that Sage pick. You know, he's Fired Up is just so persistent on a hookah. He's never giving it up. They're funneling more and more of them towards this A-shot area where you have this double controller setup waiting for you in the form of the Viper and as well as the Brimstone. And sure, you kill the Viper who is in the Viper's pit. You know, yay, hooray, good for you. What about Clouda though? He's still there. He still has the smokes. There's still another player on that side. It's just not easy for them to just push into shot. Even if they find this first kill, even though Bullseye got one, I don't think it's gonna be easy because Knights are still alive.
Yeah, now that we are again on a forced eco, Floki, and I think that the sun might just go to the hands of Cohesion again. I want to talk about a little bit something more particular, right? And that's the fact that I want to talk about that hookah control, because we've seen that Cohesion have had that for every single round till now. Those two players, the Fired Up and SKWow, have shown that they do not want to deter at all from that place. And the one thing that I do want to point out over there is how ORGLESS 5 can actually, work that in their favor. Now, when you know that there's two players in the same position every single time, and you've got both the controllers on the other side, which means you're not going to have any kind of proper smokes on this side to stop you from entering in, especially from that B long side. You've got a Sova who, if you go in with that raise, I'm pretty sure he's going to get caught off guard because he's going to change his position to try to fight when he's got the raise in air. And the other two players in hookah can be pressured with utility to, you know, cast them off guard.
Yep.
So they need to work around how they know to use their utility, get these players to go back into the side and not hold hookah for so long. And they need to do it now because I'm pretty sure Cohesion are going to be absolutely okay with taking hookah control every single time.
I just feel like the side of ORGLESS 5 is just playing way too afraid. I mean, their utility comes in a little bit too early. Look at that, that's all the flashes done from the Sky. Now the Sky has no utility for at least another 20 seconds. How do you get map control? You can't. You just made your way towards outside B gardens, and even then, that's also going to be snatched away by Fired Up. Every single time they try to make something happen, they just get shut down because the utility usage is not on point. And Bullseye, once again, he's just going to be pushing the smoke. And how many times has it ended well for him?
Not too many. None at all, actually.
Exactly, and look at that. SKR is still holding. The smoke is going to dissipate. In fact, he's just going to give away his location by firing from that smoke. Maybe it baits SKR into staying here, and maybe he can get a kill on that backstab that's coming in. But Logista is going to find Cone. A glimmer of hope here, but look at the flank coming in from Clouda. He is gone undetected, and when he makes his way inside that B guns area, Logista is going to get a nasty surprise.
One enemy
Yeah,
remains.
Clouda, his backstab is
Spike
absolutely
down,
perfect.
B.
He's going to throw down a
30
Molotov to
seconds
stop Bullseye from coming through. 67 HP, he's not even going to decide to dash over it because he knows that he needs to stay alive and figure out where the other player is because he has no idea where Nike Zera's coming from. He knows only where Clouda is. And he's trying to play around with him. And they're going to let him have the spike actually as he goes for the plant. And Nike Zera throws in the poison left and right snake, but it actually finds the headshot. A beautiful shot by Bullseye. And it's right on the mark and he actually gets another one. Bullseye pulls off a very convincing 1v3. What a play by him.
Okay, that was insane. A couple of things. Clouda actually left the spike to go and regroup with Viper towards that hookah area. That was a little weird. I don't think he had to do that. I think he could have just waited there. You know, let the Viper have the element of surprise because you don't know if he's going to be the Viper's going to be rotating from defender spawn or all the way from hookah. But instead, he decides to go with the Viper. Nikes gives away his position by throwing off these two snake bites. And at this point, Bullseye has already seen the Brimstone. So this has become a fairly simple clutch for him. And he just connects a shot. So, yeah, a bit of a misplay here coming in from the side of Cohesion, which is going to net them a loss. Oh no, SK, wow, he is in the corner. He's taking a fair bit of damage from those paint shells. Quite low. That boombot's going to reveal his position. The satchel's coming in. Is to move him around. Well, Kev, he doesn't even get one kill with that. All the Jets surviving thanks to that dash. And yeah, that's the end of that. Hookah control.
Okay.
I've got your
Well,
trail.
Bullseye is gonna find Clouds on the flank as well. It seems that ORGLESS 5, they are getting a bit of a read onto how Cohesion are playing. And well, it's about time they started playing them around the map like a fiddle, which is what they're doing.
Yeah, they are doing that, and now that they're moving back towards A, they've got one player over there, Nike Zera, who's holding down towards the U-Haul position, and he's looking at the plant go down in front of him, but he can't do anything to stop it. 5v4, Phone, backstab, gets one, Nike Zera also finds one. Logista on the backstab, for the backstab is going to find one, and now in a 3v3, Cohesion are in a position where they need to get this control of the side. They've got a little time to do it, and they're doing it slowly, and they find one player, Rex. He escapes by the skin of his teeth. And now they're going to try to stick the diffuse. Fired Up actually gets off of it. And the Molotov lineup comes in. And that's going to stop them. No, it's not. The lineup has failed. Floki.
Oh, no. Oh, the spike wasn't planted in the proper position. The lineup fails. And even though they get all these kills, it's all for nothing because the round went the way of the defenders. Oh, look at Cohesion. They're going to be having a giggle out of that one. That was a big blunder coming in from ORGLESS 5.
Oh, man. Oh, that's gonna hurt. Yeah, that's gonna hurt. Look, it's just a very small gap. It's such a small gap. Fired Up just makes as good use of it as you can. And the most that he wanted was that defuse, and he's gonna get it. And Cohesion, they've done such a good job at completely bamboozling ORGLESS 5. And ORGLESS 5, I mean, honestly, that was just... I think that was a communication issue right there. You know, they were told where to plant. And I think that maybe he did plant it right, but I think whatever it was, whether it was a lineup that went a little bit towards the right or whether the plant that was just a little towards the left, it was a mistake of literally centimeters.
Yeah,
And
it was a...
that shows how much detail it goes into, winning or losing a round by just that much in Valorant.
Yeah, it was very little distance between, where the Sage was diffusing the spike from and where that Molly was. So, I mean, quite unfortunate, I must say. I'm pretty sure that spike must have been planted in a bit of a heat of the moment there. There's no way on earth if they have enough time, they just, plant that spike in its proper position and just play for lineups after that. But
out of my
to
way.
start things off, the Viper split has been committed. The short area is controlled. They're trying to funnel everyone towards that B area where the Sage was waiting with the Raze and the Sova. But it seems that they have walled off B main, and they're now making their way back towards A because they suspect a push coming in from Butts. This is awkward. I don't like this. They use the Viper Spit on shot. This basically ensures that no one's going to push that area. But now the issue lies with the fact that you have walled off B, so they are going to be coming A towards Bath regardless, and you don't have that many players there. You can see Fired Up is confused. He's going all across the map, and they've already lost their race. This seems like Cohesion shooting themselves in the foot.
Yeah, I have to agree with you there. And it's all up to Nike Zera, I believe. I think he's going to be the first point of contact at anything. If at all they choose to rush into this Viper Spit, which could be considered. He throws down a Snakebite to cover up himself, but now they're going to be concentrating on showers, and it is going to
30
be
seconds left.
Brimstone on the side of Team Cohesion, which is Clouda, who's going to let them pass by actually. Bullseye, he's looking to go in, but Clouda's actually going to find one.
Spike
Kev goes
down.
down. Fired Up gets another. Nike Zera is going to find a third. And looks like just like that, Cohesion are making it work. Logista's going to find 3 himself actually. The
10
one-man
seconds
Brimstone
left.
doing the job.
Spike
And
planted.
they have the plan down. And now in the 2v2, things look a
Last
little
player
doable.
standing.
Bullseye actually finds one, and now he's left alone, Cone. And he needs to do it all by himself. And this is just turned around such a chaotic round as it went back and forth, and now he's looking around the smokes. He's given away his position.
One enemy
He knows where
remaining.
one is. He blows his head off. And if he gives a wall bang straight through that Radiant box, which is very much possible, he might just win this round. But he's not sure if he's there. Now he sees it. And so he goes for it. And there it is. Cone is going to clash out round number 8 for Cohesion, which I think should have gone in their hand long before the plan went down. But Logista was just too good. At least for a while.
Man. Yeah, that was such a hard-fought round. It didn't have to be one for Cohesion in all honesty. The way they played that round was very awkward. They used the Viper Spit on shot. They walled off B main for some reason. There was only SK WoW playing towards Hookah, and he got picked off. I mean, that's some unnecessary losses there for Cohesion. Sure, they get those round wins, but these sorts of openings, they're going to be exploited a lot more by better teams. So I hope they get their act together, because that was a bit of a sloppy round by them. The Cone should have never been in that situation to clutch things out. But hey, I mean, you have to make mistakes and learn from them. And hopefully, if they've learned from them, they're not going to be making them the second time around. A bit of a force buy coming in here from the side of ORGLESS 5 as they gather up some Spectres and try to push in, just trying to cover up for the round difference. But SK WoW is just so good on that Phantom, takes one out, makes it a 4v3 for his team. Cone waiting on top of the box, a bit of an awkward position to play, not a place where you expect, and he gets 2.
Not that awkward indeed. And ORGLESS 5, they've given up another run. It could be 9-2, maybe 10-2, or are they going to try to settle for that 9-3 cursed scoreline and find Cohesion in a spot where, it's just their minds that eat them up? It's come up recently, and it's happened quite a while now, Loki, that, whenever you get that 9-3 scoreline,
Oh yeah.
you tend to,
Last round.
slip away. You tend to slip away, and if that happens to Cohesion today, then that curse is just gonna get stronger and stronger. And I think that people, teams at some point would be like, you know what? Even if you don't get the round advantage, I'd rather end it 8-4 than 9-3.
I agree. I feel like 9-3 is one of those score lines where you have the sense of false confidence, and then you lose 2 buy rounds in a row, and what was supposed to be something like a 10-5, or sorry, a 13-5 or a 13-6 victory becomes something like a 13-9 or a 13-11 victory. That's problematic. Well, there's gonna be an ulti used in Lamps right off the bat. A very aggressive maneuver towards the short area, but the Snakebite is gonna come through, and it's gonna prevent them from actually planting towards the default position. That Snakebite doing a lot of work, just buying them time, but now the spike is going to be planted. Kev is holding towards the triple box area. They haven't really found complete control of A, but they found enough to just get that plan going and try and play post plant. Knight just is dead. Nothing to say. He's found 2. What?
Oh,
Rex also
my.
went down there. Kev a good spot to find a couple of kills here, but he gets it out by Cloud and Bullseye.
Last
Managed
player
to save his
standing.
team for a little bit until Fire Up comes in, and that's the end of the round. Clouder gets a 4K for himself. There's no way on earth that Brimstone should have gotten 2 kills towards the last area.
It was beautiful.
Okay, 9-3 is a scary scoreline, but 10-2 is a demoralizing. Let me just say that. If
Switching
I'm the
sides.
team, if I'm the player on the 2 side, I'm just thinking to myself, screw it, I'm just pressing the surrender button, I'm done with this game.
Yeah, I think that at this point, if they do not get the pistol, I think that it's going to be a very difficult one for ORGLESS 5 to come back from. If they win the pistol, there might be a glimmer of hope, but that considers only 3 rounds, and that's still 10-5, right?
Yep.
And that's going to hurt them a lot. And I think that, if Cohesion win the pistol, it might just be well done and dusted. An attacking side that ORGLESS 5, I think, should have taken, honestly, because this is their map, Floki. ORGLESS 5 chose Bind, and to be beaten 10-2 in the first half is honestly a little worrisome. And I'm gonna have to wait and see along with you and the rest of our viewers how exactly are they gonna try to make amends over here, because now that they are on the defense, they could try to do what Cohesion did to them, bully them. But they don't have a stage to do that and hold off angles towards Hookah. They don't have proper setup of defense like they did. There's no Sova. It's just this guy who can tell if the players are there, but not tell where exactly they are. And that is a little problematic as they move into A. Gotchista. He's gonna find one though. He takes down Clouda. The grenade is gonna blow up, but it's not gonna damage him. The plant goes down. Cohesion are a man down, but they've got the plant and now put ORGLESS 5 in the retake position.
Okay, a bunch of classics and a bunch of people in labs just fighting against each other, and boy oh boy, who comes out on top? It is looking like it's probably gonna be the side of ORGLESS 5. Even though Cohesion got those first few kills, the Viper Snakebite lineup comes through. It's gonna prevent them from planting, and Nixar is gonna throw out the second one as well, just buying himself some time. But he's gonna get double pushed here by the Sky, as well as the Jet. The flash doesn't land perfectly, it goes behind him, but still, Logista is good to find those kills, and that's the defuse gonna be coming in. A bit of a sigh of relief here for the side of ORGLESS 5, but there's still a hill to climb, and yeah, it's not gonna be an easy climb by any means. It's gonna be super tough. I wouldn't be too surprised if they just force bot here on the side of Cohesion. You did get the spike down, so that's extra money in your pocket. Maybe you just decide to, hit them at full force, get those Spectres and Light Shields going. So, yeah, I think ORGLESS 5 is still gonna have to keep their guard up. They're not out of murky waters just yet.
Yeah, they're definitely not. They could consider to go for the buy over here, Cohesion, and I really hope that they do, just for the sake of throwing things into a little bit more of a mix, make it spicy. But it looks like they're going for a little bit of a save. Yeah, they're gonna be having just 2 sheriffs on 2 players, while ORGLESS 5, they have got Spectres across and a Vandal for good measure as well. Yeah, they do not want to give up anything to the side of Cohesion, and they're trying to make sure that it happens. As a little bit of a slow approach in an eco. For the side of Cohesion, Fired Up gonna be the first point of contact. Spots out Knife Jester. Has a few bullets fired towards his direction, but he's gonna get back away from that because he knows that he eats 1 bullet from that Vandal to his head and he is dead. Now, moving up towards B, 3 players. Moving up towards A, 2 players. Cohesion, they're trying to find something. I don't know what they're trying to find, but they're just gonna find their death at this point.
Yeah, Fired Up, he eats a bullet through the wall towards his head, but it's a Spectre, so it doesn't mind. Nice Sparrow lineup coming in from Knife Jester towards that A, just flashing off Fired Up completely, and Cone looking to get that spike down, baiting a reaction out from Rex, but Rex is still gonna get the kill regardless. A Snakebite push from Clouda gets punished. That's the end of that. This round is done and dusted. Good old Fired Up. How many kills can he get? None.
None. ORGLESS 5. Like I said, if they get that pistol, they might just well get that 10-5 scoreline, but they're still halfway away from where they want to be. And even this 5th round is a little bit of debatable situation because of the fact that Cohesion now have a full and kitted buy. They've even got SK Wow on the judge, so that's going to be an interesting one. And he's probably going to be running in, jumping in, satcheling in, whatever he's going to do. He's going to go into the faces of Cohesion. In the faces of ORGLESS 5's players. But actually that could give them an advantage because even ORGLESS 5 would want close range battles given that they still have 4 Spectres and a Vandal in their hands. So we're gonna have to wait and see. Looks like an A push over here, Floki. And SK Wow would probably be looking to jump into U-Haul if given the positioning. And there it is. Yeah, he's gonna go right in. They're gonna let him pass by and almost gets the kill, but it's gonna be fired up and Bullseye who find one. But Bullseye's already gone down as the rest of the team of Cohesion try to move into the side. They know where Rex is. They're trying to wall it off, and the plant should go down any second now as Cohesion have the upper hand of the plant and now putting the side of ORGLESS 5 in a retake of 4v4.
Absolutely. SKR still holding lamps with the judge. Ever so dangerous. That lamps here is going to be pretty much shut unless he gets... well, that's what I was going to say. Unless he gets paint shelled out. But Kev gets the kill with the boombot regardless. Scorn, how many can he get? Absolutely none. The Spectre's reign supreme at this close range. Even Fire Up gets taken down. It's all down to Cloud in a 1v3 situation. The sky is so low though that Molly burning all of them as they make their way back, limping away from the spike. Kev. But now, but Cloud has lined it up. He's going to get the kill through the smoke. It's all down to Logi. And Logi, he's gonna tap it once, but he doesn't have time. He needs to get the kill ASAP, and that's it. The round's done. It's over. Cloud has done enough. Well, at least Logi gets a kill for his troubles, but he really would have wanted the round a lot more, even if it meant that he had to die.
Clouda did just enough. He just did more than enough. That one kill onto Kev was all he needed, and he lined up perfectly through the smoke. You know, those pings on Valorant are just so good. Honestly, you know, how many times you got, your teammates dead and you're the only one who has to clutch it out, and it's a spike that you have to defend from defusing, and you got those pings that you put down, and pretty much easy job for you to just line it up.
Oh yeah. I mean, the good news is that the money is strong on the side of ORGLESS 5, so they have another buy. They're not broke just yet, but it is going to be a hard defense for them if they end up losing out this one. Bunch of Spectres bought from the side of Cohesion. And once again, SKO is going to be going towards Lance, but gets shot down by the fist and a bullet straight to his head. SKO reconsiders his life choices, and so do the rest of Cohesion as they're backing off. They want to have nothing to do with the shot here. They're going to try to get map control elsewhere as they walk their way towards Hookah.
They've got the spike moving that way as well. They know that the A side is being guarded by at least 2 players. Maybe they saw a third as well, and that's exactly why they're trying to move elsewhere. They're actually considering different things now. We've got them pretty much towards attacker side spawn as they move slowly towards B long, and they know over here on the side of ORGLESS 5 that there is someone towards B long because Fire Up got blinded. They don't have information how many, they don't know where they are either, but they know they're here, and that's exactly what they're going to be hitting from. It's just about a little bit of a timing issue over here for the side of Cohesion. They need to find that first opening kill, but it looks like the Seekers might do the job for ORGLESS 5. They know that there are players over here. They know there's probably 3 players over there, and here comes a bunch of utility from the side of Cohesion as they try to get into this B side. Kev Doctors clears the opponent's strike. Here comes the flash, and that's probably going to be enough. Bullseye gets 2. Rex finds 1. Fired Up left alone is going to go down after he gets 1 kill, as the side of ORGLESS 5 are going to be hitting back and get round number 5, and they survive in a pit which is very deep. They're clinging on just by 2 fingers, and if both those fingers fail to hold on, they're going to be losing out this map, which is their pick. For now though, they've thrown the side of Cohesion into an eco, so that is another round that I think should be coming in their hands. And I want to ask you this, Floki. I mean, this is a lot of ground that they have to cover up, right? How do you think that they should be performing in the buy rounds? Because, you know, I don't think the Cohesion, they're going to be sticking to the same game plan every single time.
Oh yeah, I like the switch up coming in from the side of ORGLESS 5. This is what they need to do. They've put an operator on Bullseye. Oh, escape! Wow, my goodness. He blew the Razor's head wide open, but couldn't really finish the job. They're gonna find those return kills, and it looks like there's not gonna be much of value that is found here for Cohesion, as they're just gonna be, counting on their sheriffs to do all the work for them. Bit of a hard one for the side of ORGLESS 5, for the side of Cohesion, but hey, you ask me what ORGLESS 5 need to do. They need to keep changing their setup. They need to keep the side of Cohesion on their feet. And there you go. Now that they've heard that there's an operator, that scare factor is going to start to come in, right? In those coming rounds, they're going to start thinking, okay, where's the operator going to be? Is it going to be on B main? Is it going to be on Hookah? Is it going to be towards Heaven? Is it going to be a shot? Where is that operator going to play? I mean, just the fact that they have an operator now is going to buy them an extra 10-15 seconds every round. And I feel like as long as they keep the operator alive, they have a decent chance of coming back. Although I do suspect that once the side of Cohesion give up another 3-4 rounds, they're going to have a feel for how the operator plays and how the side of ORGLESS 5 are doing. And I think at that point, it's really going to come down to individual ability as well as, your creativity, how well you can just adapt to the enemy adapting to you.
Yeah, I have to agree with you there. ORGLESS 5, they need to switch up things. They need to do something different. They need to do it every single round if possible. And looks like they are. Now they've taken hookah control and they've gone in deep. They're doing what Cohesion did in their defensive half pretty much every single round. As the A side looks like they might be first point of contact. Nightzera and Logista, they trade crosshairs, and Bullseye is going to make good use of that because he knew Nightzera was going to run away, and his positioning was just perfect to help out his teammate and confirm the kill. He's not going to be able to updraft over there. Maybe he got a little too excited, but he's looking in the right direction again. XK, wow. Just a matter of seconds before he probably peeks out for a little bit of a a trade coming in, but it's going to be difficult because Logista, he's pushed up so far and he gets punished for it. That is not what you want to do, especially when you're alone, my friend. When you know that there's going to be probably 2 players on the other side or maybe 3, but even 1 is good enough to take you down. Bullseye is going to take one back though for his team as a 4v4 has been established, and he looks like he wants more. He actually, I don't know how that didn't connect. How the hell did that not hit anybody? I have no idea, but ORGLESS 5, they are losing out a little bit of ground over here. They're trying to make it work, but it's not happening. Clouder and Koon get 2 back, and Cohesion have made this 4v2, so a 4v4 into a 4v2 in a matter of seconds, and maybe a 4v1. And there it is. Kev goes down, and Knives Jester, poor old Knives Jester, has been left alone to eat a bullet between his eyes from Fired Up Swandle, and it is going to be Cohesion to put up match point on the board, Floki. That operator did not work out as much as he would have wanted. It did get 2 kills.
The operator worked. The operator did just fine. I don't know what happened to CloudUp. Just pushing out all the way there, getting a very, very greedy, forgetting that they are down 6 rounds and the enemy team is just 2 rounds away from taking this map. Got a bit too ahead of himself, and as a result, just got picked off. The revive came through, it was a 5v4, and even though the operator kill was found, that res was just too much for them to handle. They can't really do all that much. The Viper did a job. Lamps was smoked off, and maybe if he actually found the collateral on Bullseye, he could have, survived. He could have, turned that round on its head, but he didn't, and yeah, that's the end of that. And once again with the operator, he's gonna try his luck, but doesn't really find anything. In fact, he has, he's not really found anything, and he's backed off once again towards that A side, thinking that's where the hit is going to come. And he's not half wrong, because Clouda is pushing in. But, yeah, that was weird.
They are taking control towards B long, Cohesion. They've got a lot of ground covered over there by the drone from the side of the Sova, as they're trying to assert even on A shot and maybe trying to sell a fake over here. But that fake towards Hookah has gone down. SK, wow, their duelist has been put to his grave, as now there's going to be 4 players alive, and Fired Up is going to try to get the trade. Bullseye goes down as the Viper Spit has been activated by Nightzera towards the A shot side, and this is a lot of ground for him to play along with. There might just be a few spam bullets coming across, and a lot of gunfire over here. There it is. Lex is actually already down to 24 HP because of a little bit of spam fire, and if he hits one more bullet, he's gonna die. Logista on the corner, he's gonna actually find Nightzera, and the Viper Spit goes down. Clouda comes out of his smoke, and he's gonna go down himself. I don't know what just happened. Why would he do that? Maybe try to help his teammate, but not the best situation to do though. Fired Up though, has Fired Up, and we've spoken about this. He was on the player standings, he was the MVP, he was on the spotlight. Now he needs to move in, he gets another. Clouda has done such good work. He's looking for more. Is the ace clutch coming out from the Sage himself? Is he gonna do it though? No! Just about. Wait,
2 HP! That's so rough. The classic bullet hit from the box, but it wasn't enough. Not the best penetration power on that gun. And Rex survives by the skin of his teeth as ORGLESS 5 keep themselves in this game. The operator not recovered though. It's going to be a huge relief for the side of Team Cohesion. I mean, at least they don't have to worry about the operator coming into play, so maybe they can be a little bit more aggressive. But yeah, that looked like it should have been Fired Up, says. It almost looked like it was stolen from him.
I don't know how the hell this man got 4K. He's playing as a Sage. Battle Sage indeed. No Jet, no problem. I've got the operator in my hand, says Fired Up. I can play no matter what agent. I can still play that side of, that role of the operator player. And now, right now, we've got a little bit of a pause. Unfortunately, a little tech issue that's come in. But the barriers still haven't gone up, so that's a good thing. Look at the admin stopped it at the right time. 0-0-0. That's exactly what the time is. So as soon as it's gone up, the barriers are going to go down, and we're going to be right back into the game pretty soon. So the one thing I do want to point out over here is that Floki, there is a buy that's come in from the side of Cohesion. There's two players who have bought in, and they've got one Vandal and one Phantom, while the rest of them have gone for an Eco. Is this going to bite them if they lose this round? Because then the next round, there's probably going to be two players who might not have a buy.
They're too far ahead. I don't think it's going to bite them. I think they just need to get one round on board, and many others far ahead, go for these sorts of plays, man. Just, test the water, see where you're lacking, and, just work on, just making sure that you can sometimes make those hero plays work. It's just training for them for the future games. And that's how I see it anyway. When you're up 5 rounds, you don't really need to be worried about you just, losing one, because you're just 1 round away from victory yourself. It's very likely to take this map. But I'm going to be interested to see what their approach is going to be this time around. I see 3 players once again perched up towards A from the side of ORGLESS 5. You're going to have the Sky and the Raze playing towards B, which is very strong. I feel like if there's any 2 agents that can hold that B side apart from the Killjoy, it's probably Raze and maybe a Soa. That Sky also helps out with the information and the Wolf as well, just to make sure that you can scout things early on or to stop that push from coming in a little bit. But apart from that, I have to say, man, Cohesion, they were so close to taking away this map. That ace was just denied because the Viper was at 2 HP and her rifle was a much better spam through the box compared to that classic of Fired Up. But credit where credit's due. I think Fired Up almost made that work, and he did a serious amount of damage to the economy of Team ORGLESS 5, which, as a result of which, they have Rex playing on light shields, and if they end up losing multiple players in the pursuit of this round victory, then it's going to be super hard for them to buy weapons in the next round.
Okay.
Definitely is. The round's back on, ladies and gentlemen. We've got Cohesion with a very fast A execute. Logista was on top of that AMV, but he's going to get down now because he knows there's players around him. Rex actually finds Fired Up, and that's going to give them an advantage. ORGLESS 5, they've got 3 ultimates, but I don't think they'll need it. Bullseye's got Cloud as well, and Cohesion are falling apart one by one. Around which they were trying to experiment, but has failed nonetheless. At least for now. If they pull back these kills though, I'm not sure how they're going to be able to attack this, but right now, they're playing along with the waters, and they're treading light. SK Vows, I think, who's being looking for the kill, but Knives Jester might just be the one to get it. On the backstab, Knives Jester finds the spike planter, and SK Vow at that range. Yeah, that weapon is not the best of choice, my friend.
Well, good stuff. ORGLESS 5, they keep 4 of their players alive, very important. Their economy is not going to go into shambles. They probably have enough to drop one and make sure that they can buy up their full kit of utility. Yes, Knife Jester does indeed.
Here.
I mean, the rest of the team does have enough money to drop Knife Jester a weapon, and there we go. This is what we needed to see. Just don't lose a lot of players. Because once they start winning, a couple of those buy rounds, if their economy is going to be doing fine. So at that point, when you really need it, when it's down to 12-11, you can afford to go for those crazy plays. But for now, you just need to make sure that if you're winning these rounds, you're winning them by a margin. Because winning them by a hair just means that Cohesion eventually does end up taking the W. But Bullseye, feeling a little bit aggressive. The Owl's gonna spot him out and gets taken out by Bullseye. That was unfortunate. Now the operator has been given up as well. Fired Up has looked on point with that so far. So, yeah, they might have just shot themselves in the foot with that push coming in from Bullseye. It's been a real 50-50 this game.
I'd rather say that he probably shot himself in the head because that's what he received as well. And this could be a little dangerous for them. They've got 3 ultimates to play along with over here. The side of ORGLESS 5. 1 Orbital Strike, one pair of Seekers, and the Showstopper, not to forget that. But the Revive is available on the other side of things. So I'm not quite sure who is on the advantage right now. I would say it's Cohesion because of the man advantage. But those ultimates can cause a difference, can make a difference for the side of ORGLESS 5. They just need to put it down at the right time. Now they're holding off for a push. They don't know what exactly is happening, but they have a good read over here, Floki. They've got 3 players towards B. It looks like they might just run over here.
Oh no!
That's going to go down. Cloud Up, the perfect output coming in from him. Kev gets one, and it looks like it's going back and forth, but the advantage is still Cohesion. They've got everything that they need. Logista tucked into this corner, and it's just about a few seconds that he dies, and there it is. 9-0 is going to get a kill, and it's the last man standing. Rex walks through the throw-up, walks through the Viper's cloud, and he's going to go down to
Attackers
Korn.
win.
He tried whatever he could in a 1v4. What more could he expect? Cohesion take map number 1, and in a convincing manner of sorts as well, as ORGLESS 5 are going to be going down. Unfortunately, they tried their best. They did whatever they could. They held on for as much as they can. But I do have to give them a little credit though. From coming from the scoreline of 10-2 to 12-8 is not that easy, and they've put up 6 rounds. So kudos to them for that. But in the end, yeah, it is the side of Cohesion who've done a pretty great job of holding on, getting the lead, and being a little consistent as well. They might have given away a few rounds, but it was okay. And let's just have a look, Floki, at what exactly happened through the match highlights that is going to be coming up. And I want you to tell us, take us through what exactly ORGLESS 5 did right and wrong, and where they could have probably done a little bit more to, work out things.
I feel like the rounds that Cohesion even lost were basically their own mistakes. I feel like ORGLESS 5 have a lot of work to do on their bind offense. Them just, trying to approach Hookah time and time again and failing to just clear out that Sage from that, pesky position. It's a very hard position to push the Sage out of, in all honesty. When that Sage is up on the wall, not a lot of utility you can throw that apart from the paint shells to maybe force her off. But I feel like they didn't do that enough. I feel like they were just a bit too squeamish about throwing an extra paint shell there just to make sure they can clear out the positioning from Fire Up and force him to move a little bit, or at least just soften him up a little so they can get those kills. The Sky as well being separated from the Rays on the offensive half seemed a little bit off to me. I feel like they really needed to play together with their single duelist. Instead, that Sky was lurking on the offensive part, doing some weird things, and initiators are not really the role you want to lurk on. If you want to lurk on anything, it's probably a sentinel's job at best, or sometimes maybe a controller. But yeah, I'm not very impressed by that lurk Sky that they were pulling off time and time again on the side of ORGLESS 5. And even then, it just seemed like ORGLESS 5, every single time they tried to make something happen, it was just a bit too late. And every single round that Cohesion really lost on defense was more so about them screwing up a little bit compared to ORGLESS 5 actually making the right moves and making the right plays. So I feel like ORGLESS 5, they have a long ways to go before they can really take away bind from the hands of Team Cohesion. I mean, look at this, Molly. This was just the straw that broke the camel's back, right? I mean, this is around, you'd think to yourself, okay, we have 2 players with lineups. We can hold for a long time. We have the man advantage, but Team Cohesion, they just stuck the defuse, and that Molly was just a little bit off the mark, and that's what happens. You need to be aware about these sorts of things. You need to be consistent time and time again, and you need to have a clear game plan, which seemed to be lacking from ORGLESS 5. They were just just strolling about in a garden, figuring out where is it that they're gonna find a pick and where is it that they're gonna find an opening.
Yeah, I mean, just the last one that we saw as well. There was a 2v1 that Cone clutched out, right? And that smoke, you saw that there was a slight little gap that just gave away the Brimstone's life, and that is something that I don't think that they would have wanted. Those small, tiny little mistakes, the lineup of the smoke, which they could have probably put a little bit more closer to cover up themselves, and that crossfire would have been probably a lot more effective. And not to forget that, honestly, I don't think Logista needed to peek that angle, because if he had just tucked himself into the right or left corner, I think they would have been fine. Let Cone come to the spike and then maybe, fight off for it. But yeah, all said and done, it has happened, and Cohesion have taken away the win, and they've done it a pretty good way as well. And now they are one step closer to getting their first win in the TEC Gauntlet and maybe put up 4 points on the board. They've already got 2. And they're looking for more, and they can go above the 2 teams that are above them in the table right now, and they just need to win off the next map, and that is a map that we know that statistically they've picked up many times, Floki, just as you stated. It is Haven, and it is going to be a bit of a head scratcher for ORGLESS 5, but do you think that, Cohesion are going to take this one easy, or is it going to be ORGLESS 5 who surprise us?
Yeah. I have to just add on and to what I was saying earlier and just say that ORGLESS 5, the one round that they decided to push up B main, they just got shut down, and then they never tried again. they never really exploited the loopholes that Cohesion had in their defense, and there were a few. It wasn't like Cohesion's defense was iron and rock solid. There was it wasn't as strong as they were thinking. It's just that they fell for the traps time and time again, and they funneled themselves into the traps that Cohesion had laid for them in a very straightforward manner. And I feel like that's really what caught them off guard. I feel like if they were just a bit more cognizant of the fact that they're just getting funneled into shot every single time, and they're being a bit too persistent with hookah and not in the right way, they would have had a much better time. Because if you are going to commit to hookah, just full commit, just send that, just throw in that paint shell, get that complete control. And that forces the defenders to throw some more utility, right? It forces them to give up ground. It forces them to go back, play from backside, and just just be a little bit of more of a thought on their side. It just seemed that they never really believed in themselves fully, and even when they did believe in themselves fully, it seemed that it was not them that was doing the work. It was just Cohesion making mistakes. So yeah, ORGLESS 5. I find it very rough to say this, but they really need to work on their offense. Their mind map was not looking strong, and I don't even know what's going to happen to them on Haven, because that's Cohesion's map pick.
Yeah, that indeed is Cohesion map pick, and they are going to have probably a lot of advantage, a lot of confidence, and a lot of courage going into this one. And ORGLESS 5, they need to figure out what they're going to do. It's not a lot of time, and we're going to be back with a short break coming in now, ladies and gentlemen. ORGLESS 5, they've got work to do and not a lot of time, so they need to reconsider what exactly agents are they going to be playing, how exactly they're going to be setting up their defense this time around, and improve on their attack, just like Foki said, which I have to completely agree with. We're going to see you guys in just a bit on the other side on Haven, where one of the 3 sites they're going to take, but the map, we're not quite sure. So let's find out in just a few minutes.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to LG Ultragear presents the Esports Club Gauntlet Season 2, powered by WD Black and AMD Ryzen Radeon. My name is Floki. Joining me for this one is going to be Universe. A very heartbreaking first map here for the side of ORGLESS 5. They lose their pick bind against Cohesion in a very dramatic fashion. Cohesion taking a 10-2 half on defense, only to finish things up with a 13-8 score. Somewhere or the other, they slipped up a little bit here and there, but Cohesion managed to get back on their feet. No problem, no bueno. But next map is going to be Cohesion's pick, which is Haven. And if this is what happened to ORGLESS 5 on their own map pick, I don't really know what's going to happen on Haven. Universe, I want your thoughts. What exactly went wrong for the side of ORGLESS 5 that game? I told you what I thought, but I'm really curious to hear what you have to say.
I think that ORGLESS 5 had a little bit of an up and down in terms of how they functioned as a team. I think you and I meant, pretty much noticed the fact that, they had a Sky on their team, which I think wasn't really as useful as it would have wanted to be as a team player. I think that Sky lurking was a bit of a down factor playing for them. ORGLESS 5, they should have probably had, one of the duelist lurk or even the Viper lurk for that matter. Or even the Brimstone, it could have not made that much of a difference as long as you have one controller with you. But when it came to those fights, right? It was honestly, I never saw a team fight coming from ORGLESS 5 unless it was a retake on the defensive side. When they were on their offense, it was 1v1s or 1v2s where the 2 was probably on the side of Cohesion and they always had the advantage. And even in those 1v1 peaks, they just gave it to one person who they were seeing that had everything in his power to get your head down. Fired up being that person. And I really hope that they're able to stop him this time because look at what he's picked up.
Oh yeah, he's on the Jet, and this time it's not going to be any mercy from him because last time around he was on the Sage. That agent doesn't really have all that much aggressive potential, even though he played it like a duelist. This time around, he's playing the Jet. So yeah, it's going to be pretty much impossible for you to escape from his aggression. And guess what? Esquiva has also picked up that Phoenix, something that he has looked quite decent on, especially on this map of Haven. And yeah, this is about as standard as it gets for the side of Cohesion. They pick up the Omen for Clouda. Omen is their controller of choice, I feel, multiple times, and they're gonna put Nikes on the Killjoy. But on the other side, you have an Astro picked up from Logista. Now, he was playing Brimstone in the last map, but considering that he is new to this team, and I think this is his first match over here in the TEC Gauntlet Season 2, do you think this Astra pickup is warranted? Do you think is it something that they might have practiced in their scrims and maybe that's why they're picking it up? Or does this seem a little bit too ambitious? Because I'm really curious. I'm not someone who's played Astra myself.
Select your
So
agent.
is this really an agent where you can sort of play independently as long as the team is communicating?
I guess Astra is a player who you can play individually. I mean, but it is actually, sometimes a little difficult because when you, as an Astra, you're someone who needs to go into the astral form, place down stars, and Astra's more of a team player than it is. Omen is someone I think can play off more individually than Astra because he's got a flash, he can set himself up for success, he's got a teleporter, so he's almost like a pseudo duelist controller kind of thing. I think he's a mix of both because he has a flash that can help out his teammates, he has a flash that helps himself out. It's not like a breach, that the flash goes far away. It's a close range flash and it's a pretty much a very straightforward flash. So he can help out himself, and I think that individually Omen is more dynamic than Astra. But Astra has a better skill set than Omen because of the fact that Astra has just the gravity pull. She's got the concussion. She even has the cosmic divide, and not to forget, she has at any given point she's got 5 smokes at her usage. So that is definitely something that we need to consider talking about Astra. It's more about team play than individual play. And ORGLESS 5, I think that they need a little bit of team play right now.
Absolutely. I like the bit of a switch up coming in from their side. Kev, this time around, is playing that Sky, playing it towards the garage area. A good area to play that Sky as well. Just having those flashes for those close range engagements can be really, really helpful. Kev hasn't really been spotted just yet. That turret giving them all the information in the world that they need. And that Owl, fortunately, does not scout out Kev. Kev flashes himself. That gravity well does not suck in anyone. And it seems that they have paid out a fair amount of utility as they now start stepping their way towards mid. This part of the map is somewhat empty. They could encounter very little resistance just getting into the side. They could pretty much go in for free. But now, I see Bullseye trying to make his way towards the A side instead. Oh no, this time is going to be so off. They have no information towards A. That recon's going to come in from B, and there you go. Side control taken up. Fired up. Has a smoke ready to be used from for that C side, that C link area towards B. But he's not going to use it just yet. And now the smoke is going to come through from the Omen as, yeah, they're going to be able to shave off a lot of seconds from the clock. Kev going to go out from garage, but Clouda, he has got a flash ready for them as both of them end up getting near sighted. This is so difficult. The SK Wow actually found multiple kills there. Rex, well, he's going to need to get one, but Knight is just shutting them all down as Logista gets one for himself. Still, a 3-1 situation for him and just one star to work with. Okay, he blows open the head of Fired Up, who is quite unhealthy now. Maybe he can go in, but this double peek is going to be so problematic. Oh, as he meditates, he gets spotted out. And that is quite annoying. I mean, when that Astra goes into the astral form, the way her hitbox is displayed changes. So, yeah, they might have seen an elbow or two or something like that from SK. Wow, that must have given away the position of the Astra. That just downright sucks for Logi.
Yeah, you see, that's exactly what I was talking about when it comes to individual and team play, and how Omen is more viable individually, while Astra would probably, you know, set up a teammate better than she could set up herself. That's just a prime example of it. Although he was left alone, it's okay though. Logista, he did what he could, and he got one kill. And Cohesion, they got one round. Now they're moving in towards C over here. A lot of players being spotted out. Bullets being exchanged. Rex and Clouda have eaten a little bit of damage themselves, and now they move in. Logista trying to pull in people towards the gravity pull center, but it's not going to work out for too much. Rex is going to be able to find one, but the rest of Cohesion are going to be moving into the C setting. Pretty much a simple and easy plant. As okay,
Knight just got both the kills.
Fired Up ran to pick up the Spectre. He did not let SK Wow pick it up because he had the dash. You can see both of them trying to fight and run for that Spectre, but yeah.
You can see SK Wow is not too happy about that. Cone drops him a bone. He's like, yeah, you can have my Spectre, buddy. Yeah.
I love seeing that. I love seeing that, you know, teammate bant. I mean, we saw that with Global Esports recently when I saw SK Rossi walling off skills when he was playing the Brimstone as an operator in his hands. That was on bind. And that, I want to see, I enjoyed that funny moment with Aggressive, but yeah, I always love to see a little bit of teammate banter as long as it doesn't harm your match, which it kind of did for Global Esports, but that flash did not pop out. He did not mean for it to pop out. But right now, what will pop is the head of that hound that he sent for information. He looks like he might just come in, but Kev, he goes down. SK Wow is there to support his teammate. Fired Up is going to be looking for another, but it's going to be SK Wow. He says, you don't give me the weapon, I don't give you kills.
Yeah, and guess what? The Astra's out stars as well. That next one's gonna take some time to come back online. Until then, it's just gonna be bare bones gunfights, and guess what? Cohesion, they're much better at that than the side of ORGLESS 5, it seems. As ORGLESS 5 it's just been completely shut down here on this B push time and time again. They just seem to be getting inside their own minds. I mean, they pretty much have no presence towards B, and because they don't really have a Sage, they can't really vault off and, you know, just not worry about it for a small period of time. They don't have that option. They're forced to play the map in a very active way, and it just seems that it's not working out for them. They started out on defense, they picked themselves up a Sky and a Killjoy. The Killjoy is always setting up for C, so you pretty much have nothing to slow or alert you to that B push. And yeah, it's just not working out here for the side of ORGLESS 5. They need to change things up.
Bye.
They definitely do, but Fired Up is not letting them do that. I mean, it is an eco round, so pretty much we would expect a Cohesion win over here. Oh, that shorty! Oh my god!
He's 8 on 8 HP!
A bullseye. He hit the bullseye, but unfortunately, it just wasn't enough. There was not enough firepower at that range. I mean, that unpredictability of shot. Okay, nice setup. Just straight up run. Run in with the Spectre. I mean, perfect combination, run and gun weapon. But I mean, how bad you gotta feel for that shot? Even at that range, he was very close, but still, it was an unfortunate 142. And yeah, he's gonna be. I'm pretty sure he would have shouted, screamed, or whatever it is. That shorty, you know, it's so satisfying when you do get a shorty kill, but when you miss it by that much, it's just as frustrating.
Absolutely, it's goes both ways, you know. Like sometimes that one single pellet that you need to connect hits, or sometimes it doesn't, and that's you know, the shorty giveth, the shorty taketh. But for the time being, it seems that The side of Cohesion wants to take control of this A main area. Now they've thrown down a jet smoke. They're making their way towards shot. The drone's gonna come through. They have a killjoy setup ready for A, so it's not gonna be the end of the world for them. They're gonna rotate in when they hear that owl coming through. But the smokes start to come in. And they have a SOA of their own, but SK Wow going forward with the run and back, not at all afraid. The turret's gonna get taken out, and no one's on site. So, yeah, they're gonna giving up the site for free. The spike should be going down towards the default area, and guess what? Nine knows exactly where that spike is. Can he find the second kill? No, he cannot. But the KJ has taken a lot of damage, and the lockdown has come through. The SOA needs to make those plays happen, but for now, just gonna stay here, fired up, staying over here in this bottom corner. Rex goes forward and finds those kills. And just huddles himself up towards that little chubby area that is safe from the attack of Killjoy's detain. That's me coming through the lockdown. Just does detain one, and Esquivel just really resisting the gravity well, but does get taken out by Logista as he peeks out. It's all down to Nightzera alone. 23 HP and a dream that's gonna remain unfulfilled as the side of ORGLESS 5 put up their first round, and a much needed one at that.
Definitely. It's pretty much what happened last map, I believe. You know, Cohesion were up 4-0, and then the first one came in for the side of, ORGLESS 5. And now that they have the round, they're going to be able to buy up. They have full kitted weapons. They've got an operator online on the hands of Bullseye. They've got a utility, everything that they need. And this is probably going to be the proper fight for them, as Cohesion now are going to be buying in full weapons. They have gone over the bonus, and this is going to be a fight that we're going to have to wait and see what exactly is going to be the outcome of this. And it looks like it's going to be a little bit of a mid-push garage even, where it is Logista waiting for them across the garage side. And look at this, Kev. He's going to get spotted. Oh, this is going to hurt. This is going to hurt. He gets blinded. He's going to get a lot of bullets coming his way, but he actually finds one. Make that a second? No. Cloud is going to take him down. He gives a little bit of damage though. It's going to be enough. SK was coming to the side, and he's cleared out to see for his teammate. But there is one player still around the corner, and he's still going to go down. Unfortunately, he was jumping on those logs, and he's going to pay the price for that. Trying to get a little bit of a wall back coming in. But 3v3, retake position. Nightzera hasn't been spotted out, and this could be paramount.
Absolutely. That owl did not scout him out, and I just wonder if he's going to spam that position. He doesn't know where he is. He's still checking the main garage door regardless. And guess what? He spams through, but Nightzera peeks out and destroys his head in return. And he's still surviving. He's still healthy. There's only 2 players surviving on ORGLESS 5 that are looking to defuse this plant. But the shot dart comes through. Bullseye has Rex covered, and guess what? They find themselves to going all down the cone. And he has the Hunter's Fury now. This round, I think it might be done and dusted. Yep, it is. Bullseye doesn't even hit the updraft properly. That's the end of that as ORGLESS 5. Gonna lose yet another. Their economy in shambles. As the side of Cohesion, they're just having a full buffet over here. Look at that. You want an operator, you want an Odin, take your pick. We have money for everything.
Indeed, Floki. They've got the money for everything. Be it the costliest weapon, the cheapest weapon, whatever it is they want, or even upgrade their pistols at this point. They could even do that, you know.
Hey, just flaunt here well. Just throw a couple of shorties on the ground, you know, when they come looking around the map and they see a line of shorties towards that attacker spawning. Are they gonna know what they're going up against? There's the intimidation factor, but Bullseye, feeling brave, goes towards it and gets that pick on SK Wow. A much needed breath of fresh air. Well, not gonna deter their plans towards that C area though, as the Killjoy does get tagged up by the drone. The Omen is gonna come through as well. A bit of a wasted one if I might add that, but they were just trying to confirm if there were people there. Rex does take a little bit of damage through the box. The gravity well doesn't really set up for a lot of shock darts. Nice paranoia, just has been completely blinded. And there you go, Fired Up has managed to find himself 2 kills. He's still in this round on his head, even though Bullseye found those first 2 picks. The man advantage is now in favor of Cohesion. So ult comes through. It does end up tagging Cone, and Cone is waiting. That final ult is not gonna hit Cone though, so he is still gonna be alive for the time being, but he is quite low on HP. A doable 3v4 for the side of ORGLESS 5, and Seekers come out. The flash comes through as well. Can they find that first kill? Yes, they can. But Fire Up in Cloud, and they found the rest of his teammates. And Kev, he's lined up as well. He's gonna be lowered into his grave by Cone. That's the end of that.
I just want to point out one thing. How good was that paranoia and combination of Fired Up dashing in?
That was so good.
Yeah, he just blinded 2 players. He knew exactly where they were going to be. You know, there was nothing Logista could do. There was nothing Rex could do. And Fired Up, he's just performing at the best level that he knows. And he's going to go further and further up as he keeps moving on. Because the last map, he put up more than 20 kills. And this map, he looks like he wants it again. It's been 7 rounds and he's already close to that 10 mark. And he might just find it this round, maybe more.
Oh yeah, Bullseye. I like these maneuvers by him. You know, he's trying to be the courageous one for his team, trying to go out there and get those picks. Sure, it's an eco round, but if he managed to actually get a kill, he could have just struck some fear to the hearts of his opponent, slowed them down a little bit. But that sick one tap comes in from Kev. As Fired Up is not going to be too happy, as it's like on his screen was a walking one tap. But yeah, Rex is going to find another one for himself. They make it a 3v3. Rifles are not recovered though, so it's still going to be a hard one. SK pushing in on that Phoenix is going to find 1 kill. Has the round back at the ready and 2 flashes to work with. But look at the flank coming in from Logista. Oh no, if he could get his hands on a rifle, this could be the best possible. Why is he backing off? What the hell is going on here? No one knows he's on the flank. What is happening? Oh my god.
I think they realized that because they were going towards A link, which I think was called out by Knives Jester. They probably went in for that rotate. They said, you know what, Logista, you probably should come from A long because they're not planting at B. And as soon as they found that kill onto Knives Jester, they realized that, you know what, let's just plant at B because it's open. We don't know where Logista is, but we can defend it with 3 players alive, obviously.
I still don't think that makes sense because even if that call was given, by the time you go back from A main, all the players are going to be in position. You don't really have a timing advantage there. You can just continue walking down. Whatever, this is just miscommunication. This is pure miscommunication coming in from ORGLESS 5, and not to harp on their mistakes, but they just need to get their heads down, get their heads in this game. They just seem to be making silly mistakes at this point, and it's really costing them these rounds. Bullseye, I like this position by him. Once again, he's trying to be the hero for his team. He spots out one, dashes away after dealing a little bit of damage. And that's all he needed to do, he spotted out those players early on, so now you can play a little bit more active on the other parts of the map, now that you have an idea of where they are. But SK, he has other plans, gonna drop the hot hands towards where Jet is, and Bullseye takes a fair amount of damage, even though his body gets taken out. They have bombed into the side, but can they get control? No, they cannot. Logista, Kev, and Bullseye just lining up heads one after the other, and it's all down to the lurk. Nigezera in a 1v3. Has not really been spotted just yet. Has made his way past Garage, has made his way into Garage. They know that he is in here, it seems, and yeah, I don't think he's going to be surviving here for much longer. Logista is going to put him out of his misery. Great stuff here from the side of ORGLESS 5. Once again, they get to that 2-round mark and they get it earlier. So I'm happy. If they can get maybe another round or 2, maybe they can make something happen on offense. But yeah, once again, the side of Cohesion, they're not worried about this at all. They know that they've done well for this half. Even if it ends in a 7-5, sure, they're going to be a little disappointed in themselves, but their lineup is good enough to put up a solid defense. You've got yourself a Sova, you've got yourself an Owen, you've got yourself a Phoenix. Those are really good ages just to hold on to sites and just fight.
I have to agree. And now that they're moving into what it looks like Cohesion still do not want to let their foot off the gas pedal over here, Floki. They're running straight up towards A long and they're scouting A shot for any shotgun players if anybody's there. But right now the A side's actually been left alone and empty. There's just one Killjoy turret over here and that's going to call a rotation. And here comes the attacking Killjoy's ultimate, which can be countered by the Killjoy ultimate from the defending side. But they've not put it in. I think they want to go in for the retake because they've got a very deadly combo, which I know Crips loves. That the Astra Cosmic Divide and the Killjoy Ultimate, perfect retake combo. And not to forget, they've even got the Seekers online. So this plant is going to be let to go down, while Cohesion are going to be facing off a 5v5 retake coming in. And there it is. But the shock darts, he expected that perfectly. Oh, that's going to hurt them so much.
Oh my god, Korn, you absolute genius. He takes out that lockdown. Absolutely, and guess what? This is just gonna force them to run through the hot hands as Nigezera started takes out Knight Gesture. That is just painful. Well, looks like the Cosmic Divide might be doing some work over here as Rex. He's going forward, he's finding those skills, making it happen, but the Killjoy Nanostorms are there to prevent the defuse from coming in. They need to tap that spike now, but it's not gonna happen. The second Nanostorm comes through and Fired Up. Sure, he might die, but that's okay. It's not the end of the world.
Okay, Nigezera. Shooting the spike isn't going to make it detonate faster and definitely not going to keep you alive, so...
Yeah. Man, that was just too big brain coming in from Korn. I don't even blame the side of I don't even blame the side of ORGLESS for that. That's just, how do you anticipate that? How do you know he's gonna have 2 shock darts ready for your lockdown plant? You just don't.
Indeed, you don't. You just, I mean, you can't even body block that and try to, do something, because you're gonna straight up eat 2 shock darts and give up your life, and that's probably worse than having a lockdown go down. It came very close though, Floki. It was very close, and could have gone a little bit more worse. But hey, they handled it, Cohesion, just thanks to those nano shock darts. Sorry, nano shock darts. Wow, I'm losing my mind.
Those shock darts. I think you mean. Oh, well,
Yeah.
never mind. Knife Jester, he's gonna get taken out by SK Val towards A main. This time the regression best group, but Clouda's here already. He actually managed to TP under heaven, went unchecked. That's the end of that. But not to fret. This was a bit of a save round coming in from the side of ORGLESS 5. And there you go, Logista. Already gonna get blinded. They're going hunting for kills here. They really want Logista.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they do. He's just got a sheriff to work with. Nothing else. Clara finds a third, and I'm just really
Last round before the switch.
shocked. Not really shocked, I would say. I really like the fact that Clouda went to probably kill somebody else, but he found somebody else to kill instead through the smoke, and then he got both the kills at that round.
Yes.
He teleported away, and then he shot right through the smoke, and it hit somebody else's head when he had seen somebody in front of him right close. And I mean, you love it when that happens, don't you? When you get a kill out of something that you don't even know is happening around you.
Absolutely. That's just what we live for. This time around, they're once again gonna try something that has worked for them in the past. They're gonna try some mid-aggression, but this time Fired Up is gonna find Bullseye. Ready with the spans down. Just fighting from Garage, just trying to find SK Val, but SK Val survives. He's gonna be able to heal himself up as well with the help of those hot hands. But Kev, look at him finding all those kills. He takes down Fired Up as well as going through the walls. And that was what they needed, as Cloud are now stuck inside Garage. Gonna try to do some cheeky open plays, trying to teleport in. Is gonna fake his teleport and maybe go inside his own smoke. What is he doing? I'm a little bit confused. Well, oh boy. Nightmare scenario.
That's what happens when you go around the corner and you know that there's probably players around there, and not sitting in your smoke is definitely not a good option to consider. But look at this. Clouda is on the other side of things, where Knives just is waiting for a kill, and he's gonna let him pass. Oh, this could be a little bit of a tricky one. Knives just now's the time to peek, my friend. Now is the time to peek. Honestly, this is gonna play off so bad. Oh, Knives just he finally turns around and he gets the kill, but he's lost a teammate in the process of doing so. That recon is now gonna spot out Clouda, and he might just peek on this. Clouda.
Oh,
just
what?
A little bit of a miss.
Yeah.
I don't know. He second guessed himself whether which angle Najis is going to be peeking up in, and with that, the millisecond he turned around to look at the other direction, Knives just peeked out, and then he knew exactly where to find him, and he wall banged him straight through.
Okay, Universe, real quick, is the comeback real? 9-3 half.
9-3 half, and especially on Haven.
Do you think it's gonna happen?
Cause it's scoreline. We're gonna have to wait and see, Floki. I'm not quite sure. I would still say that the side of Cohesion take this one. I would still say that. I'm thinking that, if they win this pistol, it's definitely not gonna be difficult for them. But if somehow the side of ORGLESS 5 find the pistol just like they did in the second half of the previous map, and it could be a possibility. Nike Zera eating up a lot of pressure right now. A lot of heat coming his way, getting spotted out, and he might just find nothing over here. But SKV's gonna come here to help him. The flank is coming in already. SKV trying to find one, but Rex, he takes down Nike Zera, and Kev is gonna add up, and look at where Clouda is. Oh, Clouda. Yes, he finds one. What is that? What?
Oh my god, Kev, he just messed up his pretty big time. Cloud actually pulls it back for his team, and guess where Fire Up is? Oh, he lands it, shot, he lands it at last. And that's the round done thus for Cohesion, as even though Nike Zera was in a bit of an awkward position, they managed to make a comeback. Great stuff by them.
I just want to point out Clouda, man. He was in that smoke, right? And he quite literally, I just want to point out, look at this one. And look at that.
He's like, not today, you're not gonna kill me, no.
The moment of panic that Cloud, I don't know if it was panic or if it was just bare reflexes, inhuman reflexes for that matter, whatever it was, Cloud.
I think that was
we all saw it.
Yeah. I think it was just him trying to, play it up for the camera a little bit, just like, not today. I mean, eventually he got the kill and managed to, make sure they're able to come back in that round. But still, the fact that they, that Sparrow was not long for this world as it ran into a wall and broke its head. But SK Wow still holding on to Garage through the smoke is gonna drop the hot hands in and the curveball onto P. Clouda is gonna be able to find one and SK Wow finds another, but just then Kev find those trades coming in. Although Kev has paid for it with his life, he is very, very low on HP, and guess what? The 80s at the ready on Cone is gonna be taken out by Logista, making it a 1v1 for Fired Up. And he finds the kill, he tags him up, takes out the Ghost, one bullet straight to the chest, and Logista goes down. They try to go for the force buy. They're not gonna have any money to buy in this round, and it seems like they're gonna have to win every single round and play for overtime here. This is not looking good.
Yeah, definitely. I think, when you're in that situation, when you're 10-3 down or 10-2 down, and you know that the opponent team has won the pistol and they're gonna have better weaponry, forcing is not an option because you might have to play for overtime, but they're forcing against Loki. They're going in for it. And this might just be the end of the line. If they don't win this, I think it's all over.
Yep. And guess what? SK Wow, he knew what was happening to him early on in those rounds. And this time he's gonna dish it right back to Bullseye as well as Knife Jester. That's does it. Rex, what the hell was that kill? Clouda's gonna get revenge for his teammate there. That was absolutely unjustified.
Clouda blinded SK Wow there, so I think he owes him an apology. Otherwise, I think, Logista, flick of the wrist, right on top. It is a beautiful shot indeed, but is that going to be enough for his team to win? He gets a weapon though, and Kev's looking in the right direction. And oh boy, they're doing this, making this work. Logista actually finds Cone, and now Fired Up is left alone. And he has one kill in front of him, but a little too far away. He needs to go and run behind. He doesn't know that Kev's already gone past him. They might not expect the backstab coming in, and Logista's also been healed up. So Kev better Fired Up better pick up another weapon because he might be outgunned over here. There is a Vandal on both of the players.
Got your trail.
And here comes the Seekers. Oh, this is gonna hurt. Another round. This round, I think, was a must-win condition for them. And they might just win this one, Floki.
Absolutely. Fired Up. He's just gonna go for it. Hightailing it with the Ghost. And look at that positioning. Perfect from both of those players. Perfect double peaks. Nothing Fired Up could have done there. The weird force buy works out. It breaks the economy of Cohesion, and Cohesion, they are gonna have to save this round. So yeah, it looks like when you take a risk and it doesn't work out, take another. That's the moral of the story here for the side of ORGLESS 5. But still, it's gonna be a long journey. It's gonna be a hard journey. And you best expect that Cohesion, they're going to play this out with utmost discipline to make sure they get to that 12th round. And once they're there, that's when they can start becoming crazy. Because the onus is no longer going to be on them to win the game. It's going to be on the side of ORGLESS 5. Well, it seems that Fired Up has still bought himself a Marshall. Trying to see what work he can do with it to start things off here. But aggressive aiming coming in. Smoke comes through though. This is good. A nice smoke coming in from Clouda is going to delay. Then that shock dart hurts Bullseye real bad. Could have actually caught him off guard if he stuck around there. But yeah, he does lose a lot of his shields. And it seems that they are going to slow the pace of this game down just a little bit. As 9 Jets is going to tag up the Jet. The Jets can continue playing in that corner, but now, after showing their presence towards A, they have pushed up towards C. That Killjoy turret is not in a very proactive spot, so they've not actually spotted this out. This could be wonderful, and the rotations might be a bit too late. Sure, Clouda is here along with the Killjoy of Nightzera, but this side is completely barren. No one here, and Bullseye is going to get that free plant going.
They do have the plant going, but it is an eco, so I think they try to gamble their, chips on towards A and B, and as much as they could do it, they've done it. And now SK Wow coming with a run it back with a Vandal in his hand as well. He might just find something if he runs through the smoke, but he's getting spammed by 3 players, and that's not going to work out. They're trying to go for the defuse. Fired Up on the backstab. He's looking at him, Knives yesterday. He's going to take him down finally. But they're going to get another player as well. 3v5. Then another shot. Cone. Go on. Get another one. He hits Knives Jester. 145. That's going to hurt. That's going to hurt. Cone more than it did Knives Jester, and that shock that Knives Jester hits him back for taking him down to 5 HP. As SK Wow is gonna get another. They made this a very expensive round, and I think that's all they needed to do over here, Cohesion, and they've done it successfully, Floki.
Absolutely. I mean, good stuff by Cohesion. They take away 3 rifles. That's 3 rifles that they're gonna have to repurchase. The economy is not looking all that good. Kev is probably gonna have to play, or at least one of the players is probably gonna have to play on Spectres. No, are they gonna drop? Okay, I think Logista and Naive have enough money to drop over the rest of the teammates, and Bullseye is saved up, so yeah, it's not gonna be all that bad for them. They're gonna have all the rifles in the world to work with, but still, they are not in a comfortable spot just yet. I have to commend those one taps that are coming in from Cone. That was pretty naughty. Well, now it's gonna be two players pushing in towards A main universe, and this time around, they have put the Sova here along with the Jet. No smokes right away. One smoke was already used outside Garage, so he doesn't feel too keen on throwing one towards A main just yet, or does he? He does. He throws it out. So he's gonna buy his team some time. They're gonna back off respectfully and start making their way towards C once again, where this time around Nightzera is set up, and he also has SKY to help him out.
Re-ultimates available on the side of the attackers. ORGLESS 5. They've got a Cosmic Divide. They've got a Lockdown. And they might just want to use it for the post-plant situation, I believe. They know that if the side of Cohesion wins this, it's going to be very difficult. But they're looking for a comeback and they're trying to make it happen. Bullseye going to be the spearhead of that. Oh no, Nightzera. Too many angles to look at and too many players to face off. He gets taken down. Kev finds him as Cohesion have lost a man indefinitely. And they are now going to be in a retake position of 4v5, which I don't think is going to help them. But one thing that they might just know is that they've got all 5 players towards the C-long position. And here comes the Lockdown as well. And the Cosmic Divide, I don't think they're going to use it because they know it's going to be difficult for themselves to handle this. Kev takes down a pushing SK Wow, and Rex is going to find Clara. Cone is left alone on the C side, while Fired Up has already gone in for the save. And Cohesion are going to let ORGLESS 5 run away with another one.
This is a little bit concerning. Sure, they take away 2 rifles into the next round, but I don't think this is a game where they should really be considering their spot. They are in the driver's seat. I feel like they should go for these sorts of things. Even if it just means that they take away a couple of rifles, that's you preventing the enemy from just snowballing and building up an economy. But now you take 2 rifles into the next round. Your teammates are not going to be able to buy. It's unlikely that you win this round on the back of these Hero Vandals in the hands of Cone and Fired Up. But
BYB fam.
I don't know. I feel like maybe there was an opportunity for them to just do some more economic damage. Just pick off another player or 2. At least get some exit frags, if nothing else. And yeah, none of that happened. Well, ORGLESS 5. I'm not gonna say that they found the ticket to this map just yet, but at this rate, they might get one soon enough.
Yeah. Fired Up. Aggressive positioning, looking for a kill. He knows he can dash away, and he's gonna get one, but he's still stuck around. Okay. Fired Up is getting a little cheeky, and he's not afraid because he's got Cone to support, and they're running away from here. SK Wow might just find this kill, but he's holding a Marshal of all things. He hits a couple of bullets, and he's gonna try to heal himself up immediately. Peeks out again, gets his head blown off. Bullseye's gonna try to take C-side again. Nightzera holding down the Sheriff. He's not gonna find the bullets that he wants to connect. Bullseye's gonna connect all of his bullets though, as he gets a 3k. And the 2 players who were towards A, who found the first kill, are gonna go down. Are gonna come in and be left alone over here again. 2 players who saved the weapons, and this time they got a player waiting on the backside. Who is Bullseye? Cone needs to check that angle. He won't. He gets 1 player towards C long though, as Bullseye puts up a 4th of his round. Fired Up, okay. 1v1, doable, but it's not gonna be enough. Knife Jester finds him looking in the wrong direction and is gonna take that opportunity to blow his head. As they're getting closer now, Floki, and this could get a little bit more scarier than Cohesion would have wanted.
Yeah, and look at that, because they saved on that last round on their players, they don't really have full shields going on to Cone. Okay, that's not the end of the world. They still have enough. Fair enough, they have a full buy. But this time around, there's a bit of a change of plans, because Bullseye has an operator in his hand, and he's going to be looking to use that to try and find a pick to start things off here. He's perched up towards A. He's trying to find Fired Up, who's always shown presence towards A shot in A sewers, but this time around, he is just going to be holding that cheeky angle towards the top of the box. And they might not anticipate that because the Wolf did not look up and did not check Fired Up's position. So yeah, this is... looks like they are not going to be able to get him off that box. They might just be able to find a couple of kills here. Kev is pushed in. He might see his feet though before Fired Up could see Kev. That could be a bit of a problem, but they are going to commit to this A side. The Owl's going to go forward. Is it going to scout Fired Up? No, it's not. Kev. Well, it looks like that all that setup and all that sacrifice from that Sova worked out in the end, as Fired Up has managed to find himself 3 kills, as this round is done and dusted. No way on earth Zista, as well as, the Jet can pull it back. Bullseye, sure he's going to find Fired Up, but now he's an operator in his hands. And everyone else, they smell blood in the water. He throws it away and picks up the Phantom. Good awareness by Bullseye, I like it. But still, he just ended up wasting his money as a result of that. And
30 seconds left.
yeah, there you go. You can see how frustrated the Omen was as he looked towards the operator, which was dropped on the other side of the fence. Bullseye, not going to be able to find SQ out.
Oh, that was a round that was orchestrated by none other than Fired Up himself. That positioning was just so good. I don't know how he found 3 there, because Rex came in.
Yeah.
Rex came in and he just walked straight with his knife out, he knew, knowing that Fired Up is holding a shot, and he just found his kill and he gave away the third to Fired Up, and that is something that I don't think that should have happened. And now that they have the match point up and they're facing off against a very desperate attacking side of ORGLESS 5, they're gonna let them come to them and make mistakes now, because ORGLESS 5 now, they need map control, they need kills, and they need whatever it is that they can find. Nagzera gets spotted out and he's gonna get killed. Bullseye's gonna find one. SK Wow sprays to the smoke to get one. Knife Jester's gonna take down SK Wow's ultimate. Bullseye causing damage, but finally gets taken down. Knife Jester also finds one. There's a lot of things going back and forth. Cone finds one with his ultimate now in the 2v2. There are 2 ultimates available on the side of ORGLESS 5. Both are pretty useful in this situation. Are they going to use this? The question. Cone is in a good position to find one kill, and he will. Logista goes down, and Fired Up finds the final kill. And then there's the side of Cohesion to put up their first win in the TEC Gauntlet.
Oh boy. Yep, Cohesion, they're gonna get their first win against ORGLESS 5 over here. A very clean 2-0. Nothing really I can fault them for. But hey, ORGLESS 5, they did put up more of a fight this time around. They had a few good moments here. It didn't seem like Nightzera could ever catch them off guard with his Vandal. He was always just getting shut down, but his nanoswarms did the work, right? He just able to delay them from coming onto the site, give his teammates enough time. At the end of the day, that's all that mattered for them. Let's have a look at the match highlights and see what went right for Team Cohesion and what went wrong for ORGLESS 5. Yep.
There was a lot of things that I think went right for Cohesion, at least for the first half. And we thought that the 9-3 Cursed scoreline is going to haunt them, but it didn't, Floki. And they came out on top. Especially rounds like, what we saw, the first half domination from the side of Cohesion was actually pretty brilliant. They were up 7-2, 8-2, and it then became 9-3. And their first map was 10-2. So you can see that they've maintained that dominance. But in the second half, they do slip a little bit. It gets a little difficult, even though it doesn't matter whether on attack or on defense. It kind of becomes like a pattern, when you've got a pretty good first half. You would expect to shut it down. Maybe give away 2-3 rounds, maybe, yeah, okay, sure, but not that many. And even though they've won, which I do commend them for, I think that they can do much better than what they've already done. And even though a 13-7 scoreline is just as good, I think that this is a team that can shut down teams at least 13-3, 13-4, given their capabilities and potential.
Absolutely. I mean, they certainly had the potential of, winning a lot harder. But ORGLESS 5, somewhere or the other, they tripped, they made mistakes, and they really got punished for it. Nightzera, for all, his whiffed shots on the defensive half, he was quite on point during offense. His lurking was quite on point. Then look at that, his turret actually found a kill on Knife just because he was gravity weld and weakened. Of course, made vulnerable by that gravity weld of his. But at the end of the day, Team Cohesion, they just took it right out of the jaws of ORGLESS 5. And ORGLESS 5, there was nothing they could do. They didn't even pose up a fight. And it just seemed like they weren't on the same page. Every single time B was left completely open, they were walking in for free. And by the time they had an idea that this B take is coming in, it was too little too late. As there's a scoreboard there, 13-7 in favor of Cohesion. And the MVP going over to SK Wow with 23 kills on that Phoenix. Not every day you see the Phoenix being on top of that scoreboard, but today SK Wow just feeding himself as he found all the kills that he needed.
Yeah, the man is also on the player MVP standings. So He is pretty much going to be adding on to his stats over here, and it looks like he might just be moving up from that fourth position to further up to contest with Paradox, Ghost,
Oh, yeah.
and Bondef as well. But we're going to have to wait and see what exactly is in store for Cohesion. Further on from this point, as they've got their first win for sure, but there's still 3 matches left, and they need to be a little wary about what's happening. And we're going to talk about all of that and the match and break it down one by one, bit by bit with Assassin as we head on to the analyst desk after this short break and a word from our sponsors.
Well. Yep. Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Analyst Desk for the TEC Gauntlet Season 2, powered by WD Black and AMD Ryzen Radeon. I'm your host, Sassin Fortsum, on the desk with me, our casters and analysts, Loki and Universe. Well, these guys are back from the casters desk, and they do tell me that it was quite a unique turn of events where Cohesion, they went ahead and took it away 2-0 against the side of ORGLESS 5. Well, that wasn't something that we were expecting. We were expecting ORGLESS 5 to at least take a map and maybe take it to this decider as well. But unfortunately, that did not happen. Let's move on over towards the map veto and take a look at what exactly was the score for both of these maps. So on the map of Bind, we saw the side of Team Cohesion go ahead and take it away 13-8 against the side of ORGLESS 5, and on the map of Haven, it was 13-7. So let's start out with the map of Bind, and I want to hand over the mic to you, Floki. As we're moving over towards the highlights for the map of Bind, I want you to tell me what exactly went wrong for the side of ORGLESS 5.
I don't really know what to point my finger on, just weird stuff all the way around from ORGLESS 5. They had a Sky lurking for what seemed like the first half of the first half. If you get what I'm saying, at least the first few rounds on the offense, ORGLESS 5, they had a Sky who was not really playing with the team as much. Then when they started playing, they were just falling for the traps that Team Cohesion was setting up for them. Every single time, they just ran into the double controller setup of, the Viper plus Nixera just holding that angle, and it was so hard for them to just push in. I mean, look at that. Even though Nixera ended up dying over here, Clouda, he does his job. He sees where the spike is, and ORGLESS 5, they just had a hard time putting up any rounds whatsoever on the offense. When it came to defense, they made a good comeback. They managed to get themselves around 6 rounds, I believe, and took it to 12-8. But in the end, it wasn't enough. And it's plays like these, the ones that you see in front of your screen, where the Viper just pushes a freshly put down smoke, not even with a flash coming in from the sky, just raw peeking it and getting punished for it. And it's plays like those that really, just set them up for failure here, if I'm being a little bit brutal towards ORGLESS 5, because they did make those plays, and even times where they had that spike planted, the rounds that they should have won, their lineups didn't come through. Their lineups were a little bit off guard. And look at that. This round that they won, ORGLESS 5, it's not even because, that the Jet was able to get a kill. It's just that for some reason, Clouda decided that it's a good idea to leave the spike by itself, go around all the way, and, just put 2 people towards Hooka. I think he was trying to trade with the Viper, but he didn't really expect the Jet to peek out there. Regardless, it was the only round that they found on offense after that. And ORGLESS 5, they would struggle to put up any rounds on board until they switched sides. And that's really what cost them that first map.
Yeah, I mean, it is evidently seen in the scoreboard as well. The side of Team Cohesion, they had a pretty good run. Side of ORGLESS 5 did not have the best of the runs, but Bullseye was definitely popping off. So there's that. Logi is playing the controller, especially on the map of Bind. So I feel as if that is also going to be needing a little bit of a tweaking, right? ORGLESS 5, I feel they are going to experiment in and around Logi and the entire setup. The side of Team Cohesion, however, fired up. He definitely was fired up today. And yes, he was there on the player spotlight as well. So 20 kills. It's definitely going to be, proving all of us Anderson casters wrong. We were like, fired up. Fired up doesn't always, perform to his fullest. But then he was like, no, I do. And I'm going to show you guys. And he did today. So good job on that, Fired Up. But yeah, with that, we're going to be jumping onto the map of Haven now and break it down for you guys. As it was 13-7 over there. We're going to be jumping into the highlights for the map of Haven. And Universe, I want to ask you this. What exactly do you think Cohesion did different this time around, though, to get that victory on the map of Haven? Something was different from their side. It was not just the usual setup coming out from the side of Cohesion, and it was pretty difficult for the side of ORGLESS as well to tackle that.
Yeah, I mean, it was pretty different from the side of Cohesion. They tried to go a little, up and top. They went aggressive. They did everything that they could, in a way that, ORGLESS 5 had a difficult time reading them. That's exactly why we had the 9-3 half. Attacking side Cohesion were an absolute force to be reckoned with. And, I loved how Fired Up and SKWow were just chiming off of each other. They were going left and right. If SKWow didn't get a kill, Fired Up was there to cover him up. And if Fired Up didn't get a kill, SKWow was there right behind him. Both of them, I think, hit about the 20 scoreline, I think. Both of them got over 20 kills, or it was Fired Up who got 20, I think 18, whatever it was. Both of the duelists were on top of the board. They did the heavy lifting, and they did exactly what their team needed them to do, while the rest 3 were setting them up for success, and they were getting kills themselves as well. So ORGLESS 5, they had a very difficult time facing off this very, I would say that the cohesion of Team Cohesion is back into play, and they did a pretty good job, honestly, of getting this team, to completely bamboozle themselves, honestly. They get confused as to how exactly they're playing, where they're being aggressive, where the flanks are coming from, if there are any, and everything that they did, Cohesion was just really, really on point. Every player today stepped up. They knew that they wanted to win and they went ahead and got it. And ORGLESS 5, as good as they were, as much as they tried, and as many rounds as they put up, they still have a ways to go. And it was evident by the way that, they were giving away sometimes these 1v1s that was just not a good option. Like, you always want to go for the team fights. There were a few rounds where, yeah, that did happen. They did have, a few team fights come in. But most of the times I could see that, there was these 1v1s that they were forced to being taken the side of ORGLESS 5, and they just went ahead with it. And that's exactly what would cause them a little bit of, disarray, because in a team fight, it's always a team that's going to win. If you're one person against two people, you can't expect to spray down both of them every single time. That happens probably, 10 in 100 times or 1 in 10 times, however it is, whatever odds you want to take. It's odds that you do not want to be on the downside of. So, yeah, ORGLESS 5, they have things to do. And Cohesion, they've kept themselves alive so far, and they're going to be adding on to that, scoreboard. They're going to be getting their win. They're going to get 2 more points, and that is going to be good for them going ahead in season 2. But ORGLESS 5, still the only team in this group who haven't put up points on the board yet.
I mean, if you take a look at the scoreboard, SKWow and Fired Up really had a good time. I mean, their entire coordination, like you mentioned, right? 23 kills and 20 kills. These guys were right ahead of the entire team to just create that massive space so that they can easily, just walk past through all of the defense setups coming out from the side of ORGLESS 5 and Team Cohesion. That first half was something that made all the difference. 93, as you did stated out, it was just incredible from the side of Team Cohesion. So overall today, Cohesion, they woke up on the right side of the bed. They had the best day they could, and they performed like never before. And that was just a little bit unfortunate for the side of ORGLESS 5 as well, because they kind of were looking forward to get this victory and put up their first win on the board as well. If they could have made that happen, that would have been an absolutely amazing debut for Logi as well. But unfortunately, that did not happen. But it's completely fine. They still have a few more games left out before we head in over towards the playoffs. So let's hope that the side of ORGLESS are going to be able to something, at least survive in the group stages, so that they can, fix their slot in the next season as well. But anyways, let's move it over towards the group standings now and take a look at what exactly is the position for the side of Team Cohesion right now in the group standings. Is we are going to be seeing teams like EXO, Valor, Global Esports, Force One right up there, the top 4, and Cohesion are going to be sitting comfortably in the 5th spot as well. Going ahead and overtaking the side of Outside Esports on the table is going to be Cohesion, right at that 5th spot. Outside Esports were the 5th, and now Cohesion have taken their spot as well. A pretty convincing victory. They have placed themselves at the safe zone. Now it's time for Cohesion to keep on performing and, moving towards the greener pastures. FS Esports, they have to step up big time. They also did not have the best at the start, even though they have a win. And ORGLESS 5, well, that is a different story altogether. Floki, you want to narrate that story?
Oh boy, I mean 0-4-0. That's just a harrowing scoreline to be in. You don't want to be in that spot if you're ORGLESS 5. At this point, you just told me to survive for the next season. Maybe get 1 victory under your, maybe get 3 victories under your belt. Just have enough points to make sure you end up in that 6th or 5th spot, whichever it is. Get to the next season, and hopefully you can put up a performance there, because their chances at making it to the playoffs are they're just over. I don't think there is a world where they can get there, especially given the fact that this is the first team to have their 4th match take place, and everyone else still are yet to play their 4th match. So a little bit heartbreaking for ORGLESS 5, if I might add. But hey, I mean, that's life. I hope they take their learnings from the matches that they've played so far, because they really have a lot of work to do. They need to sit down, they need to put their heads together, they need to get some games, and they need to scrim and make sure the communication is on point, and that they don't make those same kind of mistakes again. At least not the mistakes that they were making, during their play, during the tenure on Bind, because Bind was just heartbreaking to see. I mean, that defense from Cohesion was just impenetrable, and it didn't seem like ORGLESS 5 ever got the memo as to what the side of Cohesion were doing every single time.
Completely. And I feel as if things are still going to get more and more intense for the side of ORGLESS 5, considering the fact that all these other teams are catching up and they're putting up their victories as well. We see Cohesion, they have transformed themselves, and we already have seen outside Esports and FS Esports put up a victory for them as well. Now, if Team ORGLESS 5 don't go ahead and step up, then all these other teams are just going to crush them down to that 8th spot, and then they're just going to keep them down there as well. And mind you, we have other behemoths like EXO and Global as well in this group stage. So uh, it just is going to keep on being more and more difficult for the side of ORGLESS 5 if they don't go ahead and step up and put up their victories as well. But with that, let's move on over towards today's matchups and take a quick look at what exactly do we have more in store for the second half of the day. That is going to be the 8 p.m. game. This is going to be Enigma Gaming versus the side of Sus Squad, which is going to be starting at 8 p.m. That's right. So if you don't want to miss that out, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and also click on the bell notification icon to never miss another update whenever we go live. You surely don't want to miss this. Enigma Gaming, they are looking like they are going to once again showcase to us some brilliant Valorant and Sus Squad. We are hoping that they are going to be able to give a tough fight to the side of Enigma Gaming and try and maybe take them down as well to place themselves at a really good spot on the group standings. Well, with that, we pretty much are at the end for match 1 and the analyst desk as well. Thank you so much for tuning in, guys. It was an absolutely amazing game. Congratulations, Team Cohesion, once again for putting up that victory in ORGLESS 5. You guys need to buckle up, go back to the drawing board, and come back stronger as well. With that, I'm your host, Assassin47 on the desk. With me, Floki and Universe. We're going to be seeing you guys at the 8 p.m. game. And until then, what you guys can do is go ahead, check out all the links down in the description below, and support our sponsors, LG Ultragear, WD Black, and AMD Ryzen Radeon, because they've got some amazing deals for you guys for your next big upgrade. Everything will be found down in the description below, so all you have to do is just head on there and check out all the links. So thank you so much for tuning in. You guys were watching the LG Ultragear TEC Gauntlet Season 2, powered by WD Black and AMD Ryzen Radeon. We're going to be catching you guys at 8 p.m. IST. So until then, goodbye. Have a great day.
free, let's go.